me himself.
God has a funny way of showing you lessons.
Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
I just need you to know that I see you and I'm proud of you. I need you to remember that you're royal and we have.
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
God has a funny way of showing you lessons.
Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
I just need you to know that I see you and I'm proud of you. I need you to remember that you're royal and we have.
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
God has a funny way of showing you lessons.
Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
I just need you to know that I see you and I'm proud of you. I need you to remember that you're royal and we have.
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
God has a funny way of showing you lessons.
Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
I just need you to know that I see you and I'm proud of you. I need you to remember that you're royal and we have.
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
God has a funny way of showing you lessons.
Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
I just need you to know that I see you and I'm proud of you. I need you to remember that you're royal and we have.
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
God has a funny way of showing you lessons.
Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
I just need you to know that I see you and I'm proud of you. I need you to remember that you're royal and we have.
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
God has a funny way of showing you lessons.
Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
I just need you to know that I see you and I'm proud of you. I need you to remember that you're royal and we have.
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
God has a funny way of showing you lessons.
Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
I just need you to know that I see you and I'm proud of you. I need you to remember that you're royal and we have.
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
God has a funny way of showing you lessons.
Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
I just need you to know that I see you and I'm proud of you. I need you to remember that you're royal and we have.
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
God has a funny way of showing you lessons.
Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
I just just need you to know that I see you and I'm proud of you. I need you to remember that you royal and we proud of you.
Anyways, barbershop conversations, man. What up, Southside? JP, Iber J, JQ, K-Dub, Keno. What's up, Mr. Smith? The Bullet, Scotty, Show 2.0. Welcome to the show, man. Yeah, man, that song hard, man. Welcome to the show 2.0, man. Welcome to the show, Bullets.
Welcome to the show.
Even though we don't support bullets, we support self-defense, but we don't support bullets. We got to clean up our neighborhood, man. I appreciate you guys. And without further ado, Lincoln, Curtis, Gerald, Hawthorne. Wow, Lincoln, Curtis, Gerald, Hawthorne, everybody. Beautiful, 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 man. Love you, big homie. Lincoln is amazing, dog. Ain't Lincoln amazing? Ain't Lincoln amazing? You want to play too? All right, without further ado, Kennedy, let me give her the proper introduction, man, because when they go back and watch these videos, when I'm old and decrepit, and they go back and watch themselves perform, coming next to the stage, Kennedy, Lenny, Jean, Hawthorne. Kennedy, Lenny, Jean, Hawthorne. And the crowd goes wild. The crowd goes wild. Make sure we put the piano back together. Appreciate you guys coming through, man. Thank you guys so much, man. God bless you and your kids, young man. God bless you and your kids. Lincoln, put the piano back. Kennedy, watch what Lincoln does. Great job. I'm proud of you. You were amazing today, Kennedy. Yeah. You're getting Everybody's saying, yeah, everybody say you're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing great, man. Love y'all. All right, man. Let's jump into the show, man. Let's jump into the show, Mike. Thank you, dog. I appreciate you. Yeah, man. All right. Let's talk about this, Jermall. First of all, I'm only 7 minutes through that Oscar De La Hoya interview. I'm only 7 minutes through. And his tone and his tenor is like pretty interesting. You know what I'm saying? Hey, nothing gets in the way of money, y'all. I don't get nothing gets in the way of money. I got to finish watching it because they had just stopped. I stopped it right when they said Tito Trinidad. I'm not sure if that's 7 minutes or 10 minutes. So right when they started there, I had to come do the show. So alhamdulillah, you know what I mean? Alhamdulillah that I get the chance to yeah. Orthodox Muslims not going to appreciate my humor, so I'll omit that. Your Honor, I'd like to strike that. Motion granted. But the Oscar De La Hoya, but I'm just fascinated with his tenor. I'm fascinated with how poised he is. I'm fascinated with how welcoming he is. But, you know, he still got that remembrance of that cocaine. You know, his mouth is going side to side. Watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it. He's you can tell he has image issues, like body issues. You can tell how he's looking down at himself and he's checking his shirt and making sure he's good. He thinks he's in really good shape right now. You can see the camera angle. You know what I mean? Hey, live your best life, Oscar. You know what I mean? Live your best life. But I'll have a report on that tomorrow night. I wanted to finish it, but it was literally impossible for me to finish. But Jermall Charlo, yo. Jermall Charlo. Jermall freaking Charlo. Jermall, do y'all remember this? Do y'all remember this? Less than a year ago. Do y'all remember this less than a year ago? I'm not going to play the video, but I'm just going to play the title. Right here. Jermall Charlo will never fight. And he said this on my show too. When we interviewed Ronnie Shields, who I absolutely like. I like Ronnie Shields. I think he's a good guy. But y'all remember this? Jermall Charlo will never fight Demetrius Andrade, says Ronnie Shields. Remember that? Boo Boo made a huge mistake. Now, I'm not going to play because everybody done heard it now. If you haven't, it was on his live and everybody pulled it. So you can go everywhere and watch what he did yesterday. But I find it very interesting that he's calling out fighters that are non-PBC fighters. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting when you need a fight, when you need a check to take care of your family, you'll do anything. You'll fight anybody. Oh man, no, we ain't going across. Only time I'm going across the bridge is if it's Mexico. I'm either going to Mexico to eat tacos or I'm not going nowhere at all. I'm staying in Houston or I'm going to eat tacos. That's it. That's the only chance you got me. Outside of that, I'm gonna stay in my motherfucking. He has a beautiful backyard. It looks like a resort. It looks like he's in Mexico. Keep it a buck. You know what I mean? Beautiful home, marble floors, all that. I wanted to put marble floors in my house, but I didn't have enough time because I only had 19 days. So that wasn't enough time to do the floors and do the paint and all that. But I guess I'll stick with the, wood floors. But anyways, because when you have a mansion, the marble floors, you know what I mean? The marble floors give you that motherfucking pop, you know what I mean? But it won't happen. So anyways, Jermall Charlo said he's willing to fight Demetrius Andrade. Isn't it when you ain't had a check in over a year? Isn't it amazing how you'll just open up the books? Like, it's kind of like the nigga who ain't had pussy in a month. You know what I mean? God, I'm talking too loud. God damn it. Kennedy, Lincoln, are you guys upstairs? Let me make sure they upstairs because I'm about to. One second, guys. Lincoln's coming back downstairs because I want to talk freely. You can't cut the PlayStation off? Why not? I'll be up there in a second after the show. And no, it is a great fight now. Man, keep going, Eric. Keep going. Get your GED, man. Get your GED. Hold yourself accountable. Ain't nobody gonna save you online. Your pastor ain't gonna save you. That woman you have at home, use that as a source of encouragement. That them kids, if you have at home, use that as, you have it on the charger though, right? So come back down in 15 minutes. All right. So turn the light off, and all that. Use that as a source of inspiration, man. It's just you. It's you versus you, man. You know what I mean? It's you versus you. And the reason why you didn't get your high school diploma, that's motivation now. You know what I mean? That's not a crutch anymore. You know what I mean? That's motivation. That's motivation. You know what I mean? Oh man. Actually, they are black names. They're named after a black man. And fuck your black names. I don't give a fuck about your black names, nigga. Master Yoda. Who the fuck is Master Yoda, nigga? Shit. I ain't got no black rules that I'm gotta listen to. Fuck your black rules. Fuck your pro-blackness. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck. Listen, I'm doing a great job. Y'all should be taking notes. 22 years. 22 years we've been on this train. You know what I mean? Kids and mom live in the same house. It's not even a house anymore. It's a mansion. When they go outside, it's an estate. Big backyard, got a back house, got a pool. You know what I mean? I got running around. I literally can run around. It's like a quarter of a lap. Run around my house 4 times. It's a mile. You know what I mean? Cool shit. You know what I mean? Like, I built this in 22 years. Show me what you're worth, nigga. I don't fuck your last names. First names, last names. But they were inspired by a black man, though. The offensive lineman from the Oakland Raiders, Lincoln Kennedy. I played basketball with him when I was a freshman in college. And so maybe you guys may have this perspective too. I don't know. But I wanted my kids to have androgynous names. I didn't want my kids to walk in the room and have preconceived notions. You know what I mean? Like Tyrone Williams. Or I'm not saying that's a bad name, but if your name is Tyrone Williams, they know who you are coming in, right? Or Miguel Flores. When you say Miguel Flores, they know who you are coming in the room. So I chose Lincoln Hawthorne because I know how people treated me when I said my name was Frederick Hawthorne. And I know how many doors my name got me into. The culture that I create is in my house. It's not outside these doors. I don't live by a culture outside my doors. The culture I create is in my house. And it's a Hawthorne culture. My life isn't governed by a hashtag. My house isn't governed by what you see on CNN. My house isn't governed by who is president, who is my senator. My house is governed by a woman and a man named Andrea and Frederick. That's it. And we created this. Rather successful. Dre saves little black boys and little black girls every day. Dre has saved more black people than you, Mr. Yoda. At the dinner table, we talk about black kids with cancer, child protective services protecting them from their parents, from assault, strangulation, drug overdose, kids born with AIDS, kids born with herpes. And I'm responsible for about 70 black people. Yeah, I house a lot of people. I create jobs in the community. Yeah, so that's how I celebrate my blackness. That's how I do it. I don't know how you do it. Symbolism, you want a name? You can take a name, nigga. You can have the name Tyrone. That's yours, nigga. Who says that's a black name, nigga? Who told you Tyrone was a black name, nigga? Who told you Williams was a last name, nigga? Last time I checked, Those are named after white people. No matter what name you come up with, nigga, it's a white name, nigga. The Nation of Islam fooled you, nigga. They tricked you. If your name ain't in Gingway and Toby and all those type of names, nah, nigga, you ain't got no black name. So Tyrone is a black name now. I think I better call Tyrone. Call him. See, my way works, so I can talk shit about my way. Y'all just saw my kids play on a $30,000 piano. Not that it matters, but the fact that I have a space, the fact that my son has been playing for 3 years, that's the culture I abide by. My son's been playing for 3 years. Y'all saw the first day. 3 years later, look at him. He can do solos. And guess who's going to pay and help produce his first album? Frederick Hawthorne. And what's his last name? Lincoln Hawthorne. My son don't have to go get signed, nigga. Your son, you prepping your son to get signed. I'm not prepping my son to get signed. I'm prepping my son to be the best version of himself. My son ain't got to go sit in the office and sit across from a man with absolute power with the landing strip. We ain't got to do that. Nah, we ain't got to do that shit. Nah. Frederick won't do it. So why the hell if Frederick won't do it, why the hell is Lincoln gonna do it? I teach my kids freedom. You teach your kids to go get money. Nah, freedom, nigga. Freedom. I'm glad we got off to this start, man. Because you know Fred love going off, nigga. Oh, Fred love this shit. I really don't like boxing, especially when it's not a fight that we all can discuss. I like talking about that. I'm glad you made that comment, man. I'm happy. Because I don't want your blackness. I don't want your culture. I don't want none of that shit. I don't want none of that shit. Not at all. That shit don't pay my bills. Lincoln don't even know what weed is. We gonna get there though. Lincoln don't even know what a blood in the Crip is, to my knowledge. We gonna get there though. I pick my son and daughter up every day at 2:30. I probably could have been worth about $20 million by now. But you know what I did? Nah, I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. I'm going to pick my son up at 2:30. I could have took $1 million job with ESPN. My Warner Brothers deal was 5 films. I don't know what the back end would have been. You know, I mean, they give you points and shit, and you stay under budget. You get this, and you know, what I mean, but I could have paid myself through the budget if you know how to play the game legally. You know, so man, I said no. I could have been working at it. I would have been famous by now. 7 years ago, I had a job offer with ESPN. 6 or 7. When 710 came to LA, when they hired Marcellus Wiley and Max and Kellerman, I could have been a producer on that show. Yeah. True story. I don't know what show they would have put me on, but that was the show out of LA that they ran, and the Michael Thompson show before that. One of them. But I want to pick my kids up at 2:30. I want to take them to school too. So however much money I make in between 8:30 and 2 o'clock is what I'm gonna make. So I'm glad we got off to that start, because I want to transit. We'll come back to Jermall Charlo. Fuck it. I want to talk about this shit because I cried when I saw this. I'm gonna tell you why I cried. Because this is my old neighborhood. 125th and Lexington Avenue is my old neighborhood. I lived in this neighborhood. My grandparents lived in this neighborhood till 1995. My My mom's sister took over the co-op on 147th and Lenox. This is 125th and Lexington Avenue, which is around the corner from the Teresa Hotel, where Malcolm X met Castro from Cuba, where Muhammad Ali used to go running, and the whole neighborhood of Harlem used to follow him down 125th Street. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Dana, I appreciate you, Dana. Somebody gonna hit that shit tonight. 1 billion. I want someone to be rich, man. Hopefully 5 people hit it. Because what's the difference, man? You get what I'm saying? Like, y'all could take 200 million a piece. Hey, listen, there's not much difference between 200 million and a billion. It's really not. You get what I'm saying? You're worth a billion. Your appraisal, if you have 200 million, your appraisal is 10 times what you're worth. So you're already worth 2 billion. You have 200 million cash, you're worth 2 billion. You get what I'm saying? No debt. Your debt is inconsequential to 200 million. What you owe, $50,000? So hopefully somebody hit it tonight. I saw it over 1 billion. So they probably made about 5 billion. You know what I'm saying? But I want to play this clip, man. This clip really, really touched me, man. It really, really got to me for so many fucking different reasons. And I just did a video on it, but this is my old neighborhood, man. And for those of you who don't know, streets 125th Street to 147th Street in any other city in America, that's far. But in New York, the streets are about 75 feet, 100 feet. You get what I'm saying? The street blocks are so short. So you can walk to 125th in Lexington because you walk to 125th Street to catch the express train, because you got the local train that stops at 135th Street, stops at 142nd, then stops at 145th. So you walk to 125th Street so you can catch the express train. The express train, it stops at 125th Street, then 96th Street, then 72nd Street. I remember all these stops when I was a kid, man. All these stops. And so that's what you did. You know, you walk through the neighborhood, you grab your bag of chips, you say what's up to Mr. Jones, you know, Mr. Rogers, Mrs. Williams. How about you see Tyrone robbing somebody? You know what I mean? So all that shit. But anyways, man, I want to play this for us, man. And this really touched my spirit because I caught the train here as a kid, man. I literally caught the train. I caught the 4, 5, and the 6 train.
Are arrested after police say video shows them beating NYPD officers in a subway station over the weekend. As CBS 2's Ali Bauman reports from Harlem, transit officials say it's part of a troubling trend.
Cell phone video shows the fight between 2 NYPD officers and 2 16-year-olds. We're blurring the teens' faces because they're minors. At one point, the boy punches the officer, then wrestles him to the ground and puts him in a chokehold. Eventually, with the help of an MTA worker, the cops are able to put the 2 teens in handcuffs. It happened around 6 p.m. Saturday at the 125th Street and Lexington Avenue subway station. And
that's
the
my
video
neighborhood,
was
y'all.
released by the Staten Island Borough president. Police say this started when officers saw the 2 teenagers jumping the turnstile and told them to leave the station. But the teenage boy began arguing with the officers, so they tried to put him into custody, and that's where the video picks up.
That's my neighborhood, man. That's fucking my neighborhood.
Who's doing what we asked of the NYPD, which is to try to deter and cut down on fare evasion.
MTA Chairman Jana Lieber says
all right, they're going into the conversation. But why is this important? Yo, Fred, that's Shaz GZ, a drill rapper. He was, oh, thanks for telling me, dog. Another fucking drill rapper. I'm gonna tell you something about this. The man was sick, the kid was 16. I don't know who Shaz G. I appreciate you telling me. I'll Google him after this monologue I'm about to do. The 16-year-old kid hopped on the train. Was getting stopped by 2 black police officers, a male and a female. The cop has to do his job, y'all. If you hop a train, they got to come get you. Now, you say, oh, fuck that shit, man. That black boy can do what the fuck he want to do. If he want to hop on a train, he can hop on a train. He committed a crime, right? I hopped on trains before, too. I've never gotten caught. You wait till the train come. You pretend you're busy. We didn't have cell phones then. So you go upstairs. And the moment you hear squeak, 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 you run your ass downstairs, you jump over the motherfucker, and you hop on the train and you pray to God. And you pray to God there's no cop in the train itself. You get what I'm saying? I've done it. I'm telling you. But I've never punched a police officer. But I'm going to tell you this, and I'm 44, so I have a completely different mindset on this shit. The 16-year-old kid hops on the train. The black police officer understands the climate. He fucking 100% understands the climate that we are in 2022. You know how I know? Because he didn't approach that little boy with absolute force. He just wanted to control him, tame him. You know, he's not an animal, but I'm using these words. Well, he is an animal. And then with the abundance of aggression, the 16-year-old kid, he takes control of the interactions, the altercations. You understand what I'm saying? So now the police officer gets beat up, the black police officer who wanted to save this little black boy life, quite possibly just give him a ticket. As a matter of fact, cops don't really want to write tickets for that shit. They don't want to do that shit. You know what I mean? They just want you to pay. Go over there and go pay. You understand what I'm saying? And when you're that cop, you work that area every day. So people know you every day. Okay, come back in 20 minutes. Okay. So the point I want to make is that black cop good. I hope they get locked up. That black cop had compassion, had a level of empathy for that black boy and that black girl. Because the black cop had leverage on him. If you guys see the interaction, the black cop had leverage on him, but he didn't throw him. He just wanted to control him, like, calm down. Calm down. Now you're going to get arrested, but I don't want to beat your ass. I don't want to use lethal force. I don't want you bloodied. I don't want to knock your teeth out. I don't want to pull my gun out on you. But this motherfucking little 16-year-old black boy took upon himself to beat up a cop because what? A $5 whatever it costs to get on the metro. And then when you look at it from 50,000 feet, the woke mob, if that black cop had shot that black boy, guess what would have happened? They'd be protesting right now. Fucking protesting right now. How about the black cops that protected my grandmother that walked down Lenox Avenue every day? I used to walk down Lenox Avenue, 125th Street, going to all these grocery stores, all these liquors. My grandma drank. Well, I had to go to the liquor store with her. She went to we went to Pathmart on 140th Street, about 142nd in Lenox. We would go there. And then we would go to get the hot dogs and the meat from another store. And then we would go get the liquor. And we would just walk all up and down Harlem, all up and down Lenox Avenue. That black cop is a good cop. That female black cop is a good cop. They took the embarrassment. They know when they go back to the precinct, and you know what precinct they're a part of? Holy shit. You know what police department they're a part of? Remember that scene if they're on 125th in Lexington? Remember when Malcolm X did this in the movie? And the white man said no one man should have all that power. Remember that? That's the police station that they're from. Because that police station is on 8th Ave. 8th Ave and like 116th or 122nd. Somewhere in there. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to Google that shit when somebody call in. But if you on 125th and Lenox Avenue, that's the police station. Remember when they bloodied, and this is a true story, when Malcolm galvanized the whole community of Harlem, and he stood outside until his partner from the Nation of Islam got some medical attention. I'm going to Google it when someone beams in so y'all can see it. And they relocated that police station since then. But I actually have pictures of it in my phone. I should have. If I do, I'll email it to you. I mean, I'll email it to myself and oh no, it's on my videos. I'll play it for you guys because I actually have it when I went last summer. I just had ice cream, and you know how the temperatures in your mouth and that's a problem when you're getting older. The older you get, the more sensitive your mouth get to temperatures and shit, But anyways, the point I want to make is that nigga and that nigga bitch, that 16-year-old little girl need to be locked up. And they need to do a year or 2 years because guess what? If they get away with beating up a cop, they ain't got no respect for my grandma. My grandma's deceased, but they ain't got no respect for her. They ain't got no respect for your grandma. They ain't got no respect for your grandfather. They ain't got no respect for that disabled in the 80s. It was one of those cops that would be more lenient. Yeah. Man, they actually enjoy that shit. You understand? So what we gonna do? We gonna have compassion for the devils in our community? They need to go to jail. They need to go to YA. They need to go spend 9 months in YA. They need to spend a summer in jail. It's 110 degrees because the iron makes it even more hot. No air condition. And now you told me he's a drill rapper. It all makes sense now. Will we march for the police officer? That's what my question is. Are we going to march for that police officer that got beat up because he didn't want to kill him? He had every right to kill that 16-year-old boy. The moment he got thrown to the ground into the headlock, he could have maced him. He could have shot him. I mean, it's an easy solution. The easiest solution was shoot that black boy in the abdomen. Easy. I'm telling you. But he didn't. He had compassion for that little boy. They had compassion. Well, if jail make them worse, jail make them worse. The streets ain't gonna make them better. I care more about the good kids in the community than I do about the motherfuckers that's tearing the shit up. I do. I never spent 4 hours trying to convince a bad kid to be good. I punished them. And if that shit didn't work, I sent them home for 2 days. If that didn't work, I sent them home for a week. Let his grandma deal with him. Because, they all had grandmas and shit. Grandma 80 years old and tired. Until they wake up. And then a probation officer come get them. Some people need jail. And that girl and that boy had no respect for authority. You beating up a black cop who actually cares about you. You could tell the black cop cared. He didn't slam him to the ground. He didn't allow himself to get choked out. But by then, the little black boy had created so much inertia and so much energy that he was already behind on the scorecards. But he could have shot him, though. 100%. If you watch the video, the cop could have shot him. But he didn't. 2 reasons he didn't shoot him. Because it was a black boy and the woke mob would have came and got him. But we got to understand, what we choose death? No, they chose death. You put yourself in a compromised position, that's your choice. That's the repercussions. You got to respect authority in most cases. I say yes, sir. No, sir. Smile. I look at people's name tags, call them by their name. But we don't respect this black cop. Look, let's watch this shit again. We don't respect the black cops.
Are arrested after police say video shows them beating NYPD officers in a subway station over the weekend.
CBS 2's Audubon reports from Harlem. Transit officials say it's part of a troubling trend.
Cell phone video shows the fight between two NYPD
Let me pause it here.
And two 16.
Watch this. See? I need y'all to see something. Look, all he wanted to do was control the situation. He didn't want to hurt the black boy. Watch. Watch.
Cell phone video shows the fight between two.
That cop could have destroyed that little black boy. Look, and look at the positioning right now. He got him. If he so chooses, he got that 16-year-old boy. But he says, nah, I'm just going to railroad you against the wall, leverage the wall, take control of this situation. But nah.
Two NYPD officers and two 16-year-olds were blurring.
And by then it's too late now.
Minors. At one point, the boy punches the officer, then wrestles him to the ground and puts him in a chokehold.
He could have shot him right here. He could have shot him.
MTA worker. The cops are able. Eventually, with the.
I need y'all to see this picture right here. He could have shot him right here. The man could have shot him right here. The cop could have shot him with a taser, with a gun, anything. He didn't. This black cop is a hero, man. This black cop is a hero. Look at this position right here. 80% of people are right-handed, right? So I'm going to make the assumption that he's right-handed. He could have killed this boy right here. He chose not to. Oh, I appreciate you doing the research, Mr. Baker. He could have killed this boy right here. His life is in danger. Look. All cops are bad cops, huh? Champion Heart, you out there? B-man. Matter of fact, I don't want to dominate. I've been talking for 40 minutes. I don't want to dominate this conversation. Y'all B-man. This black cop is a hero, man. This black cop is a hero. But you know what's going to happen on social media? Y'all going to call him a coward. Y'all going to call this black cop, oh, he got beat up by a 16-year-old. He didn't get beat up. He saved the 16-year-old boy's life. Look at his position. He could have shot the kid. I'm going to leave this up because this is going to wake somebody up tonight. What's up, man?
What's going on, Fred? You hear me?
Very well. Go ahead.
Hey, man, I just wanted to let you know that the platform has done a lot.
Well, I get you next, 469. Go ahead.
I was saying that the platform's done a lot, and I felt like you said you were a teacher and you were teaching challenged children, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So I totally understand the methodology that you're using when it comes to your platform, and I just wanted to let you know I picked up something that you put down, and me being younger than you, I've had my moments where I was like, damn, Fred, what the fuck? But the minute that I was able to pick something up that you sat down, I realized, like, nah, Fred, keep your foot on their neck.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your foot on their neck, you know. And the biggest thing that I take away from this platform when dealing with older gentlemen, because I'm a younger guy, younger than you, that don't have a lot of active older gentlemen in my life. So the one thing that I take away from you is poise. When you talk about what it is to be a man, and the biggest takeaway I take from you is poise.
Oh, thank you.
And that's something that's ground. That's it's earth shattering for me to take that away from you. Because I haven't really seen many examples of that. And inside my own house, where I'm married with 3 children, the barbershop is a contributing factor to me being a better father and a husband. So I had to let you know that. Because I have stirred up some shit
as you
on
should
on this platform. But I felt like the one thing that I weaponize against certain individuals that get on this platform is their age. And I felt like it was only right for me to tap back in and let somebody older than me know when they are being a good example, when I've taken away something from an OG, you know what I'm saying? Not an original gangster, but an older gentleman. You understand what I'm saying? Now, my other thing that I wanted to let you know is I do appreciate how you kept. Fred, let me tell you something real quick. So Frederick Hawthorne lets everybody know about the work that he's put in boxing. He'll let you know that when those emails went out through Golden Boy, he went and sought out Oscar De La Hoya to right those wrongs, or the conversations with Anthony Joshua's trainer. But the crazy thing, Fred, is inside my algorithm, I come across videos and I hear your voice on the background. You're not in the title. You're not a part of the promotion, but I hear you questioning these individuals. So it only furtherly substantiates. Appreciate that. It only furtherly substantiates everything that you say, because I hear you and your name is nowhere near in the advertisement of this video in my algorithm. So I also wanted to let you know that as well, and maybe and the followers as well. Like, I don't know if y'all are in this boxing algorithm like I am, but Frederick Hawthorne, you'll hear him. You know what I'm saying? If you're around, you'll hear him. And a part of that algorithm, Fred, I found it interesting that you had a gentleman on your platform yesterday, and he was talking about how damn, what's that name? Terrence Crawford might have got that extra money from MTK, right?
Yeah.
But he also talked about the MTK, but the brother Nate, right before that, talked about how Terrence Crawford is having issues. The brother Nate was having issues buying Terrence Crawford's merch. Do you remember this?
Well, yeah, Terrence Crawford don't have merch. He has a store, but I don't know how you get it. I know he has a store in Omaha.
Okay. Well, the brother Nate was saying, and I know he's in here. Nate, what up? Maybe you'll further, but I really wanted to highlight the fact that in this algorithm that Fred, that you find yourself in with being black and talking about boxing, I don't see you piggybacking off anybody else. In which I know that you know about what's going on with Daniel Canahan and all those shenanigans. But I haven't heard you say one word about it. And I'm always in here. So Fred, because I haven't heard you say one word about it, it only leads me to believe that you see your other brothers making their money off of that content.
Well, they can make content, but you know what I wanted to do?
I'm listening.
I want to ask the primary sources first. So I want to ask Bob, anybody else who has a deal with Canahan and all them guys. I wanted to ask them, you know, as it pertains to his money, because it's pure speculation. If he was a drug dealer, I know he washed money. My family made a lot of money in the drug game. I got to pull up my cousin's record. Now, I'm not proud of it, but I want you to know the people I grew up around, you know, and I didn't go that route. And I want to encourage that little boy, that little girl, that it's okay to be corny. It's okay to be cool. I spent every weekend with these niggas. Every weekend with these niggas. Not one weekend did I not spend on Boston Road or in Harlem. Every weekend I was either the place or I was at my mom or at my sister's side of the family. Every weekend I was there. You know, but I'm gonna show you my cousin's record. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Y'all can read it. It's too much to read on the show, but I want y'all to see that. So I know they washing the money, but I want to get their perspective on the record.
Yeah.
You understand? And then I'll be able to navigate. Like Jermall Charlo today. He said 6 months ago, I'm never fighting Demetrius Andrade, right?
Right.
Then today he says, or this week he says, I'll fight Demetrius Andrade. You know what that means?
Oh, I know exactly what that means.
He needs some money. The nigga needs some money.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it means. Yes.
Isn't Andrade dealing with Eddie Hearn though? Ain't that his fighter?
I think he released him.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Probably because he couldn't get that Canelo bit.
Yeah. What's up, Mr. Bailey? Mm-hmm. So yeah, man. That's so when I get the primary sources, I'm able to understand the storyline.
Fred.
Yes.
Fred, it's gonna be virtually, because just like the brother said that was on the show last night, Fred, ain't nobody playing with you, Fred.
Mm.
You a whole lot different than a lot of these other platforms that I could plug.
And you can. I don't hate nobody. You can.
Yeah, I know. I know. But I just ain't. But Fred, you know it, Fred.
Yes.
You know they come here. You know they know you gonna ask the questions.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad Champion Hart is in the building. Mm-hmm.
What up, champ?
He's coming in after you.
Okay.
We got me and Mr. Fu. We got some conversations about this. All cops are bad. I'm glad you in here, champ. Well, what's up? I love you though. But what's up, man?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Fred, I believe that where there's smoke, there's fire, and
sure.
And that was a hair raiser for me when he said he believed MTK might have covered the missing balance.
I believe it. I believe it. Oh, I 100% believe it. But I want Bob to say, I don't know.
But Fred, you know that's why Bob is not coming around.
But that's why he caught COVID and didn't go to Tyson Fury's fight.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know that.
I know you know that, but the problem is, Fred, he know you know that.
Yeah.
So he not coming over here, Fred.
Yeah, Bob answer all my calls. Me and Bob are cool. Oh, I'll call him right now. He'll pick up 100%.
So let me ask you this then, because I understand you want to get information from the primary source.
The game is off. All right.
So
say it again.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. I understand you want to get information from the primary source before you, you much rather get the primary source here and break ground after. But seeing as how there is no primary source here, your hunch.
I told you my hunch.
Enough said.
I just did. I said I believe it.
Yeah, enough said. Well, but in the back end, then that definitely means we're not getting that fight.
Well, only God knows, because Terrence Crawford may have been interviewed already, may be cleared by the FBI, excuse me, by the DOJ.
And maybe he is. I'm not saying Terrence Crawford did anything wrong. Maybe he is, but the point
Somebody should ask him. Somebody should ask him. Terrence Crawford walks the other direction when he sees me. Not out of fear. Not out of fear. But he don't talk. He don't fuck with me. I mean, he might even walk through me. You know, Terrence Crawford ain't no bitch now. I'm not calling by no means. But what I'm saying is, he don't fuck with me. Somebody else need to ask him those questions. Have you been interviewed by the DOJ? It's a fair question. Jamel Herring, have you been interviewed by the DOJ? Bomac, have you been interviewed by the DOJ as it pertains to Daniel Canahan? I would ask.
Fred, I believe they know you would ask too, and that's the whole thing. You know what I mean? They avoiding people. You know, people get their PR teams to come through and try to filter through the questions beforehand. You know, the script.
I won't be out there no time soon, so they're safe.
But yeah, Fred, I just wanted to let you know, man, that the show is powerful, and you are reaching. You are doing what you're intending to do.
Oh, thank you.
I just needed to let you know that for sure.
And that's the goal.
I know, I can see it. You know what I mean? And I want to let you know I appreciate you. And keep your foot on these niggas' necks, as Kyle said.
I will.
All right, brother. I'll be back.
All right, appreciate you, big dog. Champion Heart and Mr. Fuller. I want y'all to look at this. All right, go ahead. Who wants to go first?
What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
All cops are bad cops.
Okay, I'm looking at this this video that you put up, and I'm looking at this brother with showing great restraint for not doing what he could have done. You know, with this kid, he could have really harmed him, but he chose not to. He probably has sons himself, so I can understand his restraint for this. But it still doesn't negate the fact that police patrols were started by slave patrols. It doesn't negate the fact that in 2008, the FBI submitted a report stating that all police departments are riddled with white supremacist groups. So it doesn't negate any of that in this situation. We have we had Sergeant Dorsey on the show, and she was saying that we should get involved, you know, to on these forces. Well, you see what happened to our brother. What's his name? Darden. See what happened to our brother Darden when he got on the force, and he was exposed to all of these things that these race soldiers were doing, and he was reporting them and trying to stop what was going on, and you see they killed him. So that's my point. Maybe I should have said that there are maybe a handful as opposed to all. The thing is that I'm 57 years old. I've never met these good cops that you referred to. You know, there was no good cop around when this police officer told me, "Nigga, get off my car." You see what I'm saying? So, but in this case, you know, I see exactly what you're saying. Like I said, this brother probably has sons himself, so I understand his restraint. You want to respond on that, brother?
You want me to respond? Or you want Mr. Fuller to go?
I want to hear his. I want to hear his take.
Hey, Champion Hart, how you doing?
Excuse me.
How you doing, Champion Hart? How you doing, sir?
My brother, how you doing, man?
Oh man, I cannot complain. Fred, appreciate you letting me on one more night, bro. And you know what I wanted to start off to say is that Fred, your story is really encouraging, man. When you tell your story about your successes, That's really encouraging. Thanks for sharing that with us. And I think first and foremost, what this brother did, the police officer did.
He's a hero, man.
Yeah, he's a hero because, and he's a man that loves himself and he loves those who look like him.
Right.
And that's the reason why he did not take that young man's life. But what I'm going to say is that young man and the young woman that was involved, they should be punished, but it should be punishment with the intent to reform, not to destroy. Right? Can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Here's what I'm saying. When we talk about, Fred, your success and my minimal amount of success financially, it dwarfs next to yours. Champion Hart's success, we all stand on someone's shoulders.
I agree.
We all stand on someone's shoulders. This young man and this young lady, they may not have had shoulders to stand on. And based on some of their actions and the way they're carrying themselves, I would bet more likely than not that they did not have shoulders to stand on. And so we have to, first of all, be humble enough to know that any level of success that we have in life is because someone was there for us to stand on their shoulders and show us the way. I know, Fred, you talk about your grandfather a lot. You talked about him a few times with the businesses that he owned in the back east. I'm sure you saw that, and that's what gave you the hope and the vision for your future. Huh?
Sure.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So we have to empathize with their situation, understand that they are wrong, but they're young, and a lot of what they've done is unacceptable, and they should be punished, but not with the intention to destroy them, but an intention to reform them. And that's my take on that.
Yeah, I agree with you in terms of reform, because I don't want a worse guy coming out of prison. You understand what I'm saying? My nephew gets out in March, or no, the fall of this year or something. I don't know, somewhere in there. He gets out this year. He's been in for 7 or 8 years, and I did everything I could for my nephew, but he needed prison. You understand what I'm saying? And I can't sit here. I have a handful of cousins that are out. My cousin Carlton, who's in jail for murder, multiple people. He's some of the cousins that I speak of. Now he has a job, has a girlfriend, and he's living a life. He's living a prosperous life. So I understand Malcolm X, 7 years in jail. I understand that. I'm all in on that. There has to be a punishment for this shit, though. And because if not, if you beat up a police officer, you're gonna beat up my grandma.
Right.
Because grandma can't fight back. And this is 1% of the police force right here. 99% of the other police officers would have shot this kid.
Yeah, he got lucky. He got
very lucky.
Lucky.
Yeah. And then part 2 to that, this police officer patrols this neighborhood, so he knows the environment he's around. So now you know why it's important for your black ass to get out of the comment section and become a police officer. Because I'm willing to bet if this was a white cop, and I agree with the white cop, if you choke a fucking cop, you deserve to get shot. You should never put your hands on a cop, especially when he's not in position to destroy you. I mean, I believe in self-defense, but even in self-defense, you know what you're up against. So your job is just to go home, sign your ticket, get on your fucking train, and go home. Because you can't win. Oh, the cops called me a nigga. Prove it. Oh, the cop punched me. Prove it. You can't prove it.
Right.
So put yourself in the best position possible. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir. And take your black ass home. So everybody in the comment section that's complaining, I need you to go be a firefighter. I need you to go be a nurse, a doctor, a police officer, whatever it is, a politician. Because if this was a white cop, I wouldn't be mad if he shot this nigga. This is a nigga right here. This is a 16-year-old nigga. I would say the same thing about Malcolm Little. He's a nigga. You understand? And And when you reform, you can become some of these heroes today that has literally, the man who sold me this house was a drug addict. I gave this man a handful of millions of dollars for this home. He said he's gonna come on the show at some point. I don't know when, but the point I want to make is I believe in reform, but these motherfuckers got to be punished, because I walk down Lenox Avenue every fucking weekend with my grandmother. Boo was her name. We called her Boo. Every weekend. This is my neighborhood. I'm not saying nothing I don't know. I know exactly where this train station is at. Sometimes I go through this train station to cross the fucking street, because 125th Street is a big street. I know exactly where this is at. I know exactly where those 2 police officers are. And this is why I get on this platform and say, yes, we can love a brother, but there has to be a punishment, and we got to serve the people that are doing great. We need to honor this police officer, man, because you know what the internet's gonna do to this man? They're gonna compromise him. Oh, you a piece of shit. You got beat up by a 16-year-old. He saved. Look at the position he's in. We've seen this in movies all the time. Who got shot? The gun goes off. The movie goes black. Who got shot? We don't know who got shot. Then we wake up, because in the movies, we always want the villain to get away, right? We always want the villain. I don't know why we're trained this way. We always want the villain to get away in movies. Oh, the villain got shot. Oh, I don't watch Heat 10 million times, and you want that nigga to get away, right? With the cops and all that shit, but they don't. You know, you watch Scarface, get away, the shootout, but he dies, you know? So, but this man saved this little black boy's life. He's going to go do 2 years in jail, maybe 3. He hit a police officer, and he's going to come out, and now we got to see what happened.
See, that's the thing. My brother Michael just said reform. Understand, man, that the injustice system is not about reform, because there's no money in that. You know what I'm saying? It's a business. You know, they need you to repeat and to reoffend. If they reform you, then you know they lose money. So you know, we always say, "Oh, the system is broken." It's not. It's working. It's working just the way they designed it. You know, the thing with him, like my brother Mike said, is he needs a mentor. You know, he like he said, he never had that person to stand on. You can clearly tell from his actions the fact that he would attack this officer, that you know he doesn't have that in his life. And if it doesn't happen, which I doubt it will happen while he's incarcerated, then he's going to be another statistic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I agree. The point that I'm trying to make is that.
That's your second, Troy. Go ahead.
You know, we can be like super prideful about where we are in life, and you know, but it's God's grace, man, that we were born in the families that we were born in and had the example. It's God's grace that I was born with my father around, right? It's God's grace that I wasn't born in a family that didn't have any structure, or didn't have parents that were responsible. Maybe, you know, parents that were on crack cocaine or strung out on drugs. Because I guarantee you, 99% of us, if we were born in that environment, we would end up in the same conditions. So the point is at some point, we have to understand that there's a baseline humanity that everyone is born with. And whether we become a thief, a murderer, a racist, full of hatred, that's something that happens to us along the way, right? We don't come to this world like that. And so we have to understand that and have empathy. Understand that this is a young kid. He's 16 years old. He's a criminal now because what he did was against the law. It was criminal. It was inhumane. And he should be punished for that, to reform him. But the bottom line is that the only reason we're not in those situations is because we made the right choices, but we made those right choices because we had shoulders to stand on. We had shoulders to stand on, you know, so we can't ever lose that empathy. We can't.
That's go ahead, Fred.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Troy.
Hello. Yeah, I feel like if we lose empathy for this guy, then we should have lost empathy for Malcolm X. 'Cause Malcolm X used to be robbing niggas. They said I'm listening to this article right here. They said in Boston, in New York, they said he used to rob stores. He stole his sister's coat, sold it. They said he burglarized like a lot of people. And this was well, like if that's by that logic, then Malcolm X, you should have lost hope for him. Then we would have never had the greatest leader of all time. And I feel like he started. They said he started at 9 years old, like robbing people and stuff like that. And I feel like it's I think it's a double standard because you look at Jim Brown. Jim Brown. Jim Brown used to be a bad dude too, beating women and robbing dudes back in the day. But he became a great man. So I feel like why do this generation of black men get judged more than back then? Those guys, if we would have said, if let's just say if a police officer would have shot Malcolm X coming out of the house, then by your logic with this guy, then we wouldn't have had Malcolm X. And remember you was taking up for Broner. Broner was robbing niggas too. Like, you get what I'm saying? So how come this guy don't get that pass?
No,
that don't make no sense.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And the point I want to make is we can't have sympathy. This motherfucker deserves jail time.
Oh, no question.
He do. I'm just saying. Why did Malcolm X get sympathy? Right? He became the best.
Can I respond to you?
One of the best leaders ever. He had sympathy because somebody loved him.
Can I respond to you? Can I respond to you?
Martin Luther King almost committed suicide back in the day. But the love of God that his mom put on him, the love of he called on the name of Jesus, man. Like that's all it is. And he didn't believe in his own understanding. You know what I'm saying? He didn't believe in his own understanding. And
I don't think it's right to compare. I don't think it's right to compare Malcolm X to these thugs nowadays. The way that our
but no, they said right here he was robbing, gambling, prostituting, drug dealing.
Let some people respond.
He was doing all that. He was doing all. But come on,
there you go, Troy. Let someone respond. You go ahead, respond, man. You got to wait, Troy. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that it's unfair to compare Malcolm X to the youth that are being raised today. Just complete disrespectful authority. Just really, I hate to say it, but borderline monsters. And I agree with you, Fred. I mean, they need punishment. They need to be punished, but that punishment should be around reformation. And I agree with Champion Hart. I believe with Champion Hart that the criminal justice system or the criminal injustice system does not reform. And it doesn't reform for those same reasons he mentioned, because it's about profit. I mean, prisons are being traded on Wall Street, right? So I mean, it's not about reformation. It's about profit. So I would just say that no, it's not a comparison. What Malcolm X went through, the environment that he grew up in, and the things that he got involved in, that's nothing. There's no comparison between what we saw here. There's no comparison.
Yeah, I'll let him respond. Go ahead, Troy. You
can respond. It was real bad back then. It was real bad back in the day. Look up Washington, D.C. in the 90s. 91, they had over 400 something murders. It's not even close. They said statistically today it's the least amount of crime ever. It's just on social media. They said back in the day was more crime than actual now. Go look it up statistically. Look at New York back in the day. Look at Washington, D.C. It was way better than what it was now. The 80s, 90s, and all that, the crack epidemic, it was worse back in the day.
Shit,
I feel like because everything is on social media now. I said, I feel like look at how Michael Jordan and all them other guys was doing back in the day. Magic Johnson, he got AIDS. Imagine if we judged LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, and what's his name, Kevin Durant. But those guys never even been in trouble with the police and that. You know, I feel like so much stuff is on social media nowadays. It just blinds you from the fact. You know, like Washington D.C., there was well over 400 murders back in the day. You know.
All right, let someone respond to you, Troy. Troy, let someone respond.
That's crazy, bro.
Mr. Henderson, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. So what I would like to say is, in this circumstance right here, in the event that I was privy to this circumstance, I'd have grabbed the 16-year-old, you know, and probably slammed him on his head, you know, because a lot of the circumstances that social media perpetrates, you don't see officers exercising this amount of restraint, and whether you're pro-black,
they did at the Capitol. They did with the Kentucky guy.
Right, let him
Kentucky guy killed 3 police.
Nigga, will you let him respond?
Got
out. Let my man respond, man.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is, if I would have been there on 125th Street, I'd have slammed the young boy on his head, just for the simple fact of this is a different situation, you know. And if it was you know, if it would have been anything, you know, there's no wiggle room here. As you can see, I mean, he's trying to get back up. You know, he's bracing himself. He's holding himself up with his arm when he knows damn well there's a firearm on his waist, there's a taser on his waist, and in a lot of these circumstances, whatever separates this officer right here from the other ones who've been publicized is the restraint. And I think instead of chastising the young guy who's got it, I mean, he should be chastised too, but we should raise that officer up, you know, let him know we appreciate, you know, his level of restraint, and you know, the black community got to take advantage of that. I don't know, is this a vest camera, or is the black female officer?
I think this is someone recording it, because the other police officer is being harassed by the 16-year-old girl. So I think this is someone.
Yeah, it looks like it was someone recording.
Yeah, recording it.
Yeah, I'd have dropped him on his head, you know. And honestly, we really should you know, reach out to this officer and let him know what he did was right, because in the event that you know, I don't know if he's willing to exercise the same amount of restraint the next time. You know what I'm saying? Because it is his life he playing with at the end of the day. So, but I do feel what Champion Hart and Mr. Michael Fuller are saying about the history and the origin of police officers. But at the same time, this is an incredible amount of restraint here. And Fred, I believe you too. Like, if you just fighting a police officer, I mean, you ain't gonna exercise no restraint with my grandmother neither.
Right.
Yeah, we got more people wanting to come in. Mr. Brown, what's up? Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, Fred?
Hey, what's
It's
up?
Jerome. Nothing much, man. Hey, now if you play that whole video, because I think it's sort of unfair to only show the part that you want to show. But if you play the whole video, it tells you, the witnesses say the cop actually assaulted him first.
Okay, find the clip.
And that's why it broke out in a fight, not because he was the aggressor. The cop assaulted him. And the reason why that the cop didn't shoot is because when it all plays out, and if that cop would have shot that boy and killed him, he would have went to jail for murder. And see, I think it's sort of unfair for you to say that this guy, you know, just initiated this.
Send me the clip.
It's the clip that you got. I just hold on. It's
I played the whole clip from the beginning.
Hold on. Where did I get it from? I got it from
police say video.
I'll send it to you. I'll send you the clip.
Send it to me. I don't mind playing the whole clip.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
And still, I don't. And and point well received because I don't have it. DM it to me and I can just pull it right in.
Okay. And another thing,
yes, go ahead.
the young lady, the girl that was with him, if you look at the video, even the one that you're showing, she's not swinging at the cop. She's actually trying to pull him off. So she's not fighting.
She's not.
So I think that's sort of unfair, to call her a young black bitch when she wasn't even initiating the fight. That's not right, man.
She's supposed to. Are you telling me? Play
the video, Fred?
No, wait. Let me ask you a question first. Are you advising your daughter to intervene in police business?
Am I advising my daughter?
Yes, that's all she's doing. She's.
Can I answer?
From Harlem.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Sorry. Yes, please.
Okay. Now, if what the witnesses say is true, because we don't know, we wasn't there. Okay. If what the witnesses said was true, that the cop assaulted him first, they get into a tussle, but she's trying to keep him from getting harmed. What's wrong with her grabbing him, trying to pull him apart? What's wrong with that?
Everything.
What's wrong with that? Is it wrong because she's black?
No, we're not playing victim. No, nigga. We ain't.
I'm not saying victim, but you called her. You called her.
She is a nigga, bitch. You know why? You know why?
She was fighting. That's what you said.
Yeah, she's wrong because she's not
supposed
to.
You said that she was fighting. That's what you said.
I'll play it. I'll play the clip, man. The clip answers your question, dog. The clip. I'm not gonna play this victim role. Oh, black people are the.
I didn't ever say she was a victim. You said that she was fighting, and I corrected you.
But the clip is no. Watch it, man. Watch it. And this is the problem. Look, why is she pulling him away?
Yeah, look at her. Look at her.
Blurring the teens' faces because they're minors. At one point, the boy
is that a
punches
punch?
the
No, she's not.
and wrestles him to the
man,
ground.
Listen, man, you need to. Man, don't embarrass yourself tonight. Don't embarrass yourself. Don't embarrass yourself. The video is
embarrassing yourself.
At one point, the boy punches the officer.
See, here's the problem.
No, don't.
You're playing legal when I am legal. I look at this. I'm a paralegal. I see this all the time.
I don't give a fuck if you're a paralegal. I'm judging what I see.
She is not fighting.
And two 16-year-olds.
But you're not seeing it correct. Listen to what I'm saying. She's.
That's not
you can see her grabbing him, pulling him. She didn't make no punch. She didn't swing.
Okay.
Because there's a woman officer behind the officer that's getting hit. Why, if she was swinging, she would have came around towards the young lady. She never did.
There we go. I mean, and hence why
you do see two officers there, right?
So there's a longer video that starts before the whole interaction.
Send it to me. Send it to me. I'll gladly play it. I
want to see that. I like to see that.
Please send it to me. Please send it to me. And I'm gonna tell you one thing: when you break the law, a cop has every right to intervene. Period.
Okay. Now you say when you break the law. That is correct. When you break the law. But there are laws for police officers too. So they're not always right.
Nah, so you playing the victim.
So
I ain't got
if it comes out, wait, let me ask you this. If it comes out that this police officer assaulted this young boy, are you willing to apologize?
I'm talking about what I see. Nigga, I'm not talking about, I don't give a fuck if he come off innocent, guilty. I'm judging off what I see. I don't need a judge for this shit. I don't need a judge.
Because
you need a judge.
Could what you see be wrong? Could what you see be wrong? Yes or no?
Say it again, please.
Fred, whatever he's saying, I just sent you the full video. Okay. Anything he's saying makes no sense. Like,
okay, good.
He's lost.
Did you DM it to me? Did you DM it to me?
I sent it to you on Instagram. This guy is lost.
Okay.
So clearly, wait. So you didn't hear the black guy said that the police officer assaulted him. You didn't hear that.
Seymour. They jumped over the train.
That's not what I asked you. I said, did you not hear the witness say the police officer assaulted the boy? Did you not hear that?
Seymour, I don't know what CNN
answer the question, brother.
Just get your eyes open and watch the video. Listen, you
gonna answer the question?
Are you there?
It's a yes or no question.
Are you there? So what witness are you talking about? Are you there? So you don't even know what witness
So
you're
what
talking about. You're just listening. You're just talking.
They jumped
doing all
What
of
the
that,
cop
did
is
you
saying
answer
and
the
what the
question?
witness is saying can be whatever they said because you weren't there. So how do you know what people are saying? You're just taking
Okay,
what
now stop.
anyone
Listen.
said by facts.
Now
Again,
listen
just
to your
play the
logic.
video.
You said whatever the
Play the
witnesses say
video.
could be
This
anything.
guy's blind.
So you mean to tell me the police can't lie?
Hey,
Play the video. The guy's
Seymour,
blind in
shut
the
up,
back.
bro.
Blinder in the
Shut
back.
your big
Blinder in
ass
the
up,
back.
bro.
You're blinder in the back, bro.
Let's
You
play
say
the
you
video.
work. You're right. Hey,
You know
Seymour,
what?
all I can
Hold
say is, bro, you do
on.
work for the law. You work in New
Hold
York,
on.
the
This is the
shittiest
problem.
circus in
This is the
Seymour, let's
problem.
go one at
This
a
is the
time.
problem with niggas
Seymour.
like you. Now, let me
Let him talk. Let him talk, man.
But if you ever seen me, you wouldn't say
Let him
that.
talk.
You can do
Seymour.
y'all do all this stuff over the internet, but when you walk up to a punk, you won't say that. So
We ain't
They
I
talking
always
about
play the
discount you.
tough
So
guy
you
when
a
they always
child. You
lose
got
the
a child
argument.
mind.
Whatever you
So I
say,
discount
Seymour,
you.
just get
Get
your
off
You got
his
a
eyes open
child
and
mind.
watch the video.
Hey, you know
Hey,
y'all
don't
y'all
leave.
can't be
Don't leave
heard.
when the video plays. Don't leave when the video plays.
Yo, we can't talk at
I
the
ain't gonna
same
leave. I'm
time,
right
man.
here.
It's a
Let
live
them
show.
talk, man.
All right, here, let's go. Let's play what he sent to me. And if you have something else, please send it to me. But I saw this video too without the thing, but here we go.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Look at this shit. Look, I don't give a fuck what you say. That cop don't want to hurt that black kid. That cop don't want to hurt that black kid, man. Look, he's right-handed. Look, he's right-handed. Boom. Stop right here. The cop can kill him right here. What the fuck are you talking about? See, this
Play
is
the
the problem.
video. I mean, play the audio, bro. Be fair. Play the audio with the witnesses. Play the audio. Be fair.
Nigga, I'm watching the fucking video. What the fuck you mean? I started from the beginning. We ain't got time for.
See, you're not being truthful. You're not being truthful. See, and that's the problem with you.
Nigga, you gotta shut up.
Truthful. Get the fuck on.
Listen. No, I want him to stay on, but you if you can't talk, if you can't have a conversation, I gotta put you in the background. It's really, really simple, y'all. This cop saved this 16-year-old boy's life, man. And we're gonna act like because now it's black people versus the police. Now it's black people versus the police, right? This shit is sick.
Hey Fred, tell the asses that that's push for that. Where they trying to get rid of police officers, right? I think there's a push to just get rid of them. No more cops and let everyone defend for themselves. Let's see what happens. Because a lot of these motherfuckers, they ain't got the infrastructure. They ain't got no coordination. They ain't got no understanding of the law. They ain't got no fucking weapons. They got no idea of self-defense. They have no understanding of none of that shit. And let's see how far they go within the 365 days in a year and see what happens. I'm not saying put everything on the law, of course, but let's just see what happens. How many people start complaining about, oh, we need some police in our communities? I want to hear that. I want to see. That should be pushed. Let's have an experiment. Let's see what happens.
No, not only that.
No, we do.
Bad happens,
no, we do. We do. Get rid of cops. Let's get rid of them. They're bad. Let's get rid of them. All their ass is bad. The good cops don't do shit against the bad cops. That's the truth. They don't stand up for against the bad cops. They let that shit happen. They just sit there. So let's get rid of them. Let's go back in the day when the police was your community.
And when there's a crime, the first person that's called.
Accountable. Everybody's accountable. Everybody's accountable.
You, brother.
You out of here?
Yeah, I got to load. I got to take off, man. I appreciate
you. Hey, man. Hey.
Yeah. What's up?
Next Tuesday's come back. Next Tuesday. All right.
Yeah, hey, Fred.
That's 2 days. Hey, that's 2 days in a row.
No. I was gonna send video.
Man, don't tell me what you gonna do, man.
No. Listen, look what I'm saying.
We got you, Sam. We good. We ain't gotta
you sound like a brother at a child support hearing, man. All these damn excuses. What you about to do? What you was gonna do?
No, I have the video, but
don't worry about it.
You know what I'm saying?
You too goddamn much.
Hey, Champion Heart.
Umbrella.
Hey, let me say something to Champion Heart. Let me say something to Champ.
What's up, brother?
Hey, Champ, man. I just want to say shout out. I know I made a comment on your video. I just want to say something, and like you can hear me. Hey, shout out to you for that. Inspire me to make some the stuffed bell peppers. I did that for my significant other, and she loved it. We loved that shit. Was real good. So shout out to you, man. That was very good, man.
Clap it up.
Hey, that's what I'm doing it for, man. I'm glad that worked out for you, brother.
Hang in there, Seymour. I know you biting at the bit. We're gonna let it back. You can't
use
shut
your
up,
hands
Seymour.
and clap for my boy Champion Hart right now.
All right.
Definitely,
Man,
man. I appreciate that, brother.
Good, man. All right, cool. That's good. We're coming back.
I'm a roll, man. I'm gonna call you. All right, I gotta
Get
roll.
your ass out of here, Champion Hart. Go get that goddamn load.
All right. Anybody else want to respond before I bring Seymour in? Anybody else want to respond before
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Well,
Yeah, kick
do we
Seymour
know
off,
what was
man.
the
That dude's
scenario?
a liar.
Do we know what happened? Like why this took place? Like
They
why
jumped the turnstile.
he just started fighting the cop?
They jumped the turnstile, and the cop was going to enforce the law.
He just started swinging on the cop.
Yeah, who touched who first? That's what matters. Who touched who
No,
first?
the cop. No. The cop is enforcing the law.
So he touched the boy first.
He can. It doesn't matter. The kid jumped the turnstile. The kid jumped the turnstile.
Now, is he a police or he's like?
No, he's a police officer.
See, the funny thing about that, a lot of people don't know the law. Like the kid don't even know the fucking law. That's why parents need to teach the kids the law. Like, look, first of all, as soon as the cop come and approach you, he's supposed to ask, am I being arrested? And if the cop says no, you're not, then he can actually walk off on his ass.
Man, come on, man. Y'all playing this semantic shit. No, can we just talk about what we see? What we looking at? Oh, now next we're gonna go to I'm a sovereign citizen. Oh, I'm a sovereign citizen. Nah, can we just focus on what we see?
I think it was crazy. It's crazy that we're not really that up in arms because the police officer is black. If that police officer was white, I think we would have a different operation.
I wouldn't, because I know if this 16-year-old boy would have got away, somebody's grandma's getting robbed. If you have no respect for a police officer, you're not going to respect a civilian.
Right.
I believe it. I'm going to let Seymour respond, man. Go ahead, Seymour. Go ahead.
I'm just going to say, man, it's not a black or white issue. Your brother that be on with you all the time, he asked the question. He say, you mean to tell me he just went through the turnstile and the police said something to him and he attacked him? That don't even make sense. So something had to take place before this actually happened. So if you got a witness saying that the cop came up to him aggressively and actually assaulted him first, then it only makes sense that the young man would be defending himself. You don't just go through the turnstile and then police say something, you punch the police. It don't happen like that. I've been to New York as a Texan and actually went through the wrong way and had the police come up to me and he said, well, hey man, you know what you're doing. Once he heard my accent, he knew I wasn't from there. So I said, hey, I apologize, and I went on my way. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't happen like that. And you can't go by what you see, because they're only giving you portions of what they want you to see. So you're only seeing what they want you to see. Here again, you never seen the young lady swing at the other officer, because remember, there's two officers there, but the only thing you see is the one officer. That's the only thing that you see. You see the one officer and the boy, but you never see the young girl swing, and you never see the young lady, because she has braids, come and attack the young lady. You never see that.
Hannibal, you want to respond to him, Hannibal? I know you.
And this kid is 16 years old.
I mean, hey, just continue to be a pro-black, bro. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, this kid is 16 years old though.
Yes, yeah, Kyle. 16.
He's being said, but I'm just
So who
saying.
are you calling a pro-black? Is it pro-black to look at something and see it for what it is? Well, I mean, what kind of dumbass shit is that to say?
Yeah, what kind of dumbass nigga that get on the internet and lie? Okay. Look, this how we got two sides to this shit. One group of people thinks that, look, you teach your kids the law, you teach them to be upstanding citizens. Stuff like this won't happen. It won't happen. And then you got other people believe that even if you do that, it still can happen.
It's justifying bullshit. But I mean, what type of dude are you, dude?
Who, me?
We see, no, not you, the other dude, Seymour.
Okay, well, can I tell you what type of dude I am since you asked me?
But what you justifying bullshit? We all see what happened.
You asked me a question. Can I answer? Can I answer your question? Can I answer your question?
I'm quiet.
Okay. The type of guy I am. I've been married 30 years. I got a family. I'm with one woman. My kids about, hold on, stop. I'm a paralegal. So I done seen this. I know the law. So now I ask you the same question. What type of person are you? Do you know the law? Do you have a degree? You married? You have children? Hello?
Number one, I don't have children.
Well, shut your fucking mouth then, nigga, because you don't know shit.
I don't have a goddamn degree in law, and I don't give a fuck. That ain't got shit to do with.
Shut your dumb ass mouth. So you talking from ignorance because you don't know shit. You don't know shit, and that's what's wrong with you niggas now. You quick to talk about shit that you don't know nothing about. Shut your fucking mouth and just enjoy the show, nigga. That's all right. Niggas now. You keep bumping your mouth about shit that you don't know.
We can't talk at the same time, fellas.
Yeah. Let him finish. Yeah.
Okay, let me say something real quick though. Seymour. Can you hear me?
I'm listening. Yeah.
Okay. So that kid, if that kid gets shot by that police officer, how do we justify the kid not being armed or whatever? What do we say though? Like, you know what I mean? Because he fresh off that cop's ass. And I don't know if you know, but the police is equal to greater force when you're dealing with somebody. You understand what I'm saying? And he fresh off the cop's ass. I mean, he's whooping that cop ass. I didn't think he was 16. The motherfucker, he on his ass. So if he shot him, he's justified.
No,
because
he wasn't.
It's equal to greater force.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why the cop didn't shoot. I'm gonna tell you why the cop didn't shoot. You know why that cop didn't shoot? Because he knew he initiated this that was going on. That's why he didn't shoot. Because he knows there's cameras all the way around. He knows that. That's why he didn't shoot. He wasn't holding back on that young man. Because he took that young man pretty good in his head. So he wasn't holding back. He was just getting his ass whooped. That's point blank. That's all that was happening. He was getting his ass whooped. Now, he's not a monster. The young man is not a monster for protecting himself. That ain't got nothing to do with black power.
So how have you seen other? So like, is this the only video that we have?
Well, other stations have the video too. Because see, here's the problem: you're playing the video, but you're not playing the audio with it as the newscasters tell you what's going on and they interview the witnesses. So all you're seeing is just an image that anybody can draw a conclusion from. If you don't hear the audio, anybody can. So I'm not mad at you for drawing your conclusions based on what you're seeing, but you're not hearing what's going on.
Okay, so but what would the audio tell us in this particular video?
Okay, the first thing it's going to tell you that the police said that he didn't pay his fare. That's the first thing. So you have to know in law, and this is where knowing law is, that the police can lie. By law, they're legally, they can lie. Now you have what the two witnesses said, that the police officer came up to the young man and assaulted him. So now you got two versions of the story. So yeah, you see the fight. Okay. So you mean to tell me he went through the turnstile, didn't pay, and then just started whooping the officer's ass? That don't make sense. Anybody with sense would know, that don't even seem right. Something else had to happen.
But he could have shot that kid though, because his safety was at risk like a motherfucker.
He could have, but here again, there's a reason. Oh wait, there is a reason. No, black officers do not get off. It was a black officer that was assaulted by a white woman. I think in Louisiana or Michigan. He shot her and killed her. I think they gave him 40 years. You can look it up.
That's a whole different ball game when you shooting a black kid and shooting a
just
white
because
woman.
you're an
Shooting a
officer,
white woman and
you
shooting a
still
black
black.
kid is two totally different things. It is definitely this can be justified. He's whooping his ass in front of all these people. He could shoot this motherfucker.
Now, listen to what you said. He's whooping his ass in front of all these people. So you have to ask another question. Why did he do that? You don't think he knew his life or knew that he could be in danger? Why would he do that?
Bro. Yeah, this is lawlessness. Listen to what I'm telling you, bro.
Nah.
No, let Kyle respond. I'll let Kyle respond. You let him go off. Go ahead, Kyle.
This is lawlessness, bro. Like, I love black people like no other. But at the end of the day, we gotta be careful with this shit, man. Dog, we can't defend everything that the black people do against the police, bro. Like, and then be shocked when shit happens. Dog, if he got shot, how could we defend this? How could we say, oh my God, this kid was unarmed and he was whooping his ass, bro? Like, dog, and the cop didn't even swing at the kid for real. I'm shocked at the officer for real. I'm like, damn, you didn't grab the little nigga, and then all you was trying to do was like keep him off you.
Okay, I'm gonna make a statement, then I'm not gonna say nothing. The young man that was with his girlfriend and his daughter, right? He had the license to carry, right? He was following the law, right? But yet he still got executed in his car, right?
Yeah, but let's stay on this. Stop.
So you can't say that this young man is wrong, and then on the same end say, well, no,
let's stay here. Let's stay what we see, man. We don't need no motherfucking other example. That's what's wrong with us. We always trying to validate wrong or right with other situations or circumstances. How about we just look at this video, and the video tells us what we need to see.
No, it does not tell you what you need to see, because you don't see everything from the beginning.
Can I respond to you? First of all, the 16-year-old boy broke the law. One, he jumped over the turnstile, broke the law. When you break the law, you are at the mercy of the people who protect the law. Period. End the conversation. End of time. Now, listen, he's 16 years old in Harlem, in a major city, in a democratic city. So he understands the police mindset. He understands black people in America. He 100% understands all of that shit. So what he did was he put himself in a compromising position. He willfully put himself in a compromised position. And when you willfully put yourself in a compromised position and you relinquish power to another person, you are subjugated to the power of that other entity. Now, when he jumped the turnstile, I know how this shit went. Y'all motherfuckers are up in smoke. You don't have to say, I know exactly what happened. That 16-year-old was rambunctious. He wanted to get away. He ignored the fucking cop. Period. End of discussion. I know it. I've seen it. I've been that kid. I understand it. He ignored the cop. He tried to get away. The cop says, nah, not on my watch. And yeah, maybe he got excited. Maybe he's like, yeah, this is what it's going to be for the day. Yeah. I'm going to get in front of you, whatever the fuck you going to do. And guess what? He has every right, because the cop broke the law and the 16-year-old is showing aggression and attempting to flee. Now, when we fast forward the situation to where it picks up, you can see the police officer not wanting to enforce his grown man strength on this 16-year-old boy. You can visibly see it. It is obvious that this man is not physically wanting to, I don't say hurt, because now he's in a position. Whenever you put a police officer's life in, and a police officer is texting me right now, whenever you put a police officer life in danger, he has the right to inject lethal force. Now, everybody in the world knows, everybody in America knows this, but now we want to interject humanity. Now we want to interject what's right and what's wrong, what came before, what came after. It doesn't matter. This 16-year-old nigga put himself in this position for $5. The conversation should be about why did this nigga and his girlfriend break the law? But we want to ignore that shit. We want to ignore that this 16-year-old this aggressive 16-year-old boy broke the law. The 16-year-old girl to say, no, we got $10. Why don't we just pay? Isn't that what the woman's for? Why don't we just?
So are you ignoring the fact that
I'm not done. I'm not done. Damn, I'm not done. So the point I want to make is this, and I'll take it back to Hannibal, and we'll work our way back around. Is this? That cop had every right to protect himself. You cannot, in America, if you're right, if you're wrong, you cannot assault a police officer and expect the police officer not to use lethal force. In any state in America, you punch a police officer, you don't think he's gonna use lethal force on you? Regardless of the crime. Regardless of what happened prior, you put the police officer's life in danger, he has the right to kill you. Do you understand that shit? Why are we pretending that that's not reality? Who cares who's right, who's wrong? You punch back that police officer, he's going to kill you. Or use lethal force. He has that right. Who we got?
It's on me.
Oh, go ahead, Hannibal. Go ahead.
I mean, you just broke it down eloquently. Only thing I care about is the two teenagers being alive. Do they need to get punished? Yeah. Come out and be a better person. But for this dude to get on the internet, brag about how he married, he know the law, I got children. Just total effeminate behavior, pro-black bullshit. And the dude was a complete liar and a fraud. And that's bad parenting. That's all that was. And he still want to go back and forth with everybody. Look, these kids broke the law, could have lost their life over funky $5. And then the pro-blacks want to come out the woodworks and try to get all deep and shit. Well, I know the law. And this with the law, this and the law, that. And you wonder why the police is still patrolling our neighborhoods because we don't want to be responsible for ourselves. Clear example. This is gonna be on the internet, so everybody just saw Seymour made a fool out of himself. But have a good day, man. I'm gone.
All right, appreciate. Kane, you want to respond? You've been quiet for a minute. Appreciate you, Hannibal. You getting out of here? Go ahead, Kane. I'll let Troy come in, but y'all niggas, y'all just can't talk over people, man. Go ahead, Kane.
I'm just grinding right now, brother. Just working on everything.
All right, go ahead, Troy. What's up?
No, but what I wanted to say, honestly, Fred.
Oh, go ahead, Kane.
He honestly has. I don't remember his name. Honestly, he had some good points with saying the audio. Honestly, but I mean, brother, 99% likely that no matter what the audio was, like the kid was in the wrong, no matter what. The only thing I can't agree with him on is him saying that the girl didn't punch the cop. Like, it's a clear video. The girl was fighting with the cop. It just cuts off. But if the video would have stayed on, it would have clearly showed her fighting with a girl cop. Mm-hmm. That's all I got to say, brother. Thank you again, bro.
I appreciate it.
I like to say, them sorry behind Kane, boy. Them sorry behind Kane. Get a new team.
That's right.
I'm sorry. But I just want to say, I'm just saying, like, why are we judging this kid, but Malcolm X don't get judged? So that's all I'm saying. I feel like that's that's picking and choosing.
Troy, the only thing I can say about that, if I could cut in,
Bronner was robbing dudes too in the hood, and Fred had his back, right? See, that's what I'm saying. I ain't saying that you shouldn't. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but why take up for Adrian Bronner? And he over there getting shot at, and they say he was assaulting women and doing all kind of stuff. It's like, why do we judge certain people? Like, we judge Floyd Mayweather, we judge Mike Tyson, right? But certain people, they get that pass for robbing Adrian Bronner, right? Everybody, they'd rather hang out with Adrian Bronner than Floyd Mayweather, even though Adrian Bronner admitted he robbing niggas. And he said on the video, he said, I could be out there still robbing. I might go do that again. That's what he said. Okay, see, I feel like the picking and choosing is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. You know, I don't like that. You know, I feel like this guy. I can't say he deserved to go to jail. That's what the law to say. You know, I stay on code. You know, they don't. Those people that was in the Capitol beating up police, they don't say those niggas deserve to go to jail. They stay on code because they stay on code. They stay on code. So
all right, let me get to the next
black
person.
people, we got to stay on code. So we don't stay on code. So I ain't finna say that they deserve to go to jail.
All right, let me get to the next person. That's Nate. I'm gonna go back to Seymour. Go ahead, Seymour.
Just in closing, man. I want to say the only thing I'm saying is, man, we don't have the whole picture. None of us. We have what they want us to see, and we know that this just didn't happen off the fly. Nobody just goes and attacks the police off the fly. That's all I'm saying. And to speak to your homeboy Hannibal, he always, for some strange reason, he always calling other men feminine. He must be an undercover homosexual or something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because every time you turn around, if somebody don't agree
That's the
with
Lee
him,
Peterson.
you know what I'm saying? Every time somebody don't agree with him, they gay or they showing feminine tendencies or whatever, man. You know, and like I say, if the nigga was in my face, he wouldn't say it. So he just the internet thug, man, and I don't even worry about that. But like I say, man, you know, and if the young brother was wrong and he attacked the police officer, then I'm glad that the police officer didn't kill him. You know what I'm saying? But from what I'm seeing in my experience, the young boy was whooping the police officer's ass. He was mad. So something took place to get that young man that mad. He didn't go through the turnstile and become fierce like that just going through the turnstile. That didn't happen that way. I'm sorry. And I know we all see things in different perspectives, and that's okay. But we don't have to call each other out of each other's name just because we don't see it the same. We still have to be mature about it.
Exactly.
Question of the day. If that cop killed that kid, what would you have said? What would you say? Is he justified or not justified?
You talking to everybody or in general?
Everybody.
Honestly, bro, I was asking my dad. I was like, how did the cop not shoot him? Because I mean, he was just like, I mean, bro,
He
in
started
reality,
it first, though.
what was that?
I feel like he
Man,
started it first.
man.
It's about principle. You can't start nothing with me
Troy,
hey, you gonna finish it.
Troy.
I'm going out on my shield. Period. I'm going out on my.
All right, good. All right, we got you. Go ahead, Kay.
It's like what Seymour was saying. Like, I mean, he's right in that part where no one really knows what happened. Like, it's really what they want to show us. Now, do I agree with what he's saying about his perspective? No, but I do agree with they are showing us what they want to show us. I mean, I feel like the video is pretty self-explanatory, but I mean, everybody has the right to court. So I mean, it's like you got to let more evidence come out, but the high likely, like we all think, is that the kid's likely the person in the wrong. But I agree with his perspective that they do show us what they want us to see.
And that's it. So Troy, if you want to respond, that'll be good. Go ahead, Troy.
And if I could say something about Troy, when you keep bringing up nothing bad, but like when you're saying like why people judge, like why they don't judge the people from back in the day, I mean, I feel like now people just have more access to people, so like they have more things to critique people on. Like there's more jealousy. Like back in the day, no one really knew anything about anyone, like unless like you were stalking the person or something. Like no one really, there wasn't as much access to information as there is now. So like people are obviously going to be more as information grows, more people like people are my age now are going to be the ones getting more critiqued than Broner and all these other people like Haney and these stuff. Like however you want to cut it down, the younger generation will always get critiqued more because there's more information on other people and stuff. That's just how I see it.
Yeah, I agree. Like I was just saying, like I was comparing, like how the players, the basketball players today, like they get judged when a lot of those other guys. But I was just saying because it wasn't the social media back then. But when we found out things through that documentary, through the Jordan documentary, Jordan was treating those players like crap, bro. I think he is the greatest. He is one of the best, the greatest of all time. But because that happened back then, people, they talking about he was taking away people's food and stuff like that, taking away the guy food. Like, come on now. Imagine if LeBron would have Kobe Bryant, all them niggas would have did that, bro. We would have. You see what I'm saying, man? Like, it's just, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at Adrian Broner. Look at Floyd Mayweather. Look at all these guys, the villains that played the villain role. Look how they get treated, and look how the villains back in the day get treated. Berta Duran was talking about Sugar Ray Leonard's wife, his black wife. Y'all say protect black women, but y'all ain't calling out Berta Duran. Literally talking about the guy's wife. But Floyd Mayweather is this word. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's so many double standards that I see that the older people did. They don't get called out on that.
Can I say something, bro?
Imagine if Barner would have talked about somebody's wife, like Duran did.
Can I say something real quick, bro?
That jumped me. Yeah.
What the hell does that got to do with what's going on with this video?
No, I was
what
just
the
saying,
hell did the price of tea in China got to do with this damn video, dog?
No, I was just saying, like, cause I was talking about Malcolm X. I was talking about how what he did in his past. I said he shouldn't be judged for his past for robbing people. So why should this guy be judged?
My man.
That's what I was saying. I was saying.
If my TV was on, I'll play the song on your ass, man.
He deserved to go to jail. The young kid do deserve whatever he got, right? Whatever the law say. You get what I'm saying? I'm just saying he got on a Malcolm X shirt. He had on a Nipsey Hussle shirt. Nipsey Hussle was in the game. Come on now, we can't.
Big dog. What?
Because he wasn't famous. Because
does that have to do with the fucking topic at hand?
I'm just saying that.
Stay on topic.
I am on topic.
No, you're not.
I'm just saying it's a correlation.
You're wasting our time. Stay on
I'm just saying
topic.
that.
Can we talk
No,
about
my point
this video?
was, you went to Malcolm X. I said my point was,
you're not.
Malcolm X
Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck what I'm wearing? Troy, you don't understand. You're lacking comprehension.
I'm using a correlation.
No, we don't need a correlation. We don't need correlation. We don't need examples. We don't need that.
But if you don't give an example, at least it makes sense to the topic. You giving me examples.
It does make sense, bro. It does.
No, it doesn't.
Bro.
No, it doesn't.
I'm gonna just
man. Don't mind him. Don't mind him.
So listen,
Troy, good night. Troy, good night, man.
Now listen. Now, like in the 60s. Now I could see them fighting the police. You know what I mean? Like dogs and all that shit. You know what I mean? All that was a whole different ball game. But man, like I said, my grandpa, my pops told me, man, do what you gotta do to get home.
Yeah,
and
man.
Little bro Lucky, he got home.
He's very lucky. Very lucky. He's sitting in jail right now. He's a lucky man. He's a very lucky man.
And dog, they probably wouldn't even gonna do nothing to the man. Probably. I done skipped Bart plenty of times. You know what I mean? They done sat us in the back of the police car and shit. You know what I'm saying? They let us go. But
yeah, Troy, go to bed, dog, because he's not getting the good night. Troy, go to bed, man. Go put your food in your lunchbox, man. You know.
Bro, I'm like, man, what the hell does that got to do with anything we talking about with this topic, dog?
Malcolm X and man, stay on topic.
Nate,
man.
Yeah.
Nate, if the police shot that kid, what could we say? Like, how do we defend that kid in that instance?
Well, shit. Honestly, what can you say but use your common fucking sense that you grew up with? Use your fucking eyes and ears, and you, like I said, use your fucking common sense. I mean, if he shot him, the fuck he did what he's supposed to do. He's defending his life. That man has family to go back to. He has to get home too as well. And if somebody attacking you, what the fuck? We think? Fight or flight, right? Survival of the fittest, right? Mm-hmm. That's what's gonna come into mind. And anybody who's defending that fucking kid is a stupid motherfucker. But they don't have no common sense. And I think a lot of people's problem is they don't want to put the point of view of the officers because of what happened in the past, and I understand that shit. It's like, fuck it, why should I? They don't look at our point of view, and I understand that. That's why there's a tug of war going on with two different sides of women. Look what they've done to us years and years and years. Why should we give them the benefit of the doubt, even if it's clearly right there in front of us? And that's the problem right there. That's also called cognitive dissonance. When the truth is right there in front of you, but you allow biases to control what common sense should overall prevail. And there's nothing we can say about it, because if that was your uncle or whoever it was that was a family that was a cop and that happened, you'd have been like, shit, uncle, or whoever, you should have fucking beat his ass to death or shot him. The fuck, because you was just doing your job. So honestly, at the end of the day, I just feel I'm going back to what I originally said when I first came on here. Let's get rid of them, man. Look, they want to have police reform. They want to have police do better de-escalation tactics. Fuck that. Just get rid of them. Let's see how many real so-called pro-black people is going to protect other pro-black people. Let's really see if they're really about that struggle, as they like to say. Oh, we need to be together. Oh, we need to do this. I guarantee you, half or more than half these bastards who come in here defending don't got the balls, the courage to do that shit. I guarantee it. They'll look the other way, because I've seen it with my own fucking eyes. I've seen that shit where somebody's getting assaulted by somebody else, and they just walk past like nothing happened. I've seen that shit. So it's funny that these people come in all high and mighty on their self-righteousness because of something that happened years ago that most of these dudes never even fucking lived through. They never lived through it. Come and have the audacity to talk about, yeah, we need to do this and that. Y'all know nothing. Most of y'all know nothing to organize and strategize and coordinate. None of that. So before you can come on here and say, oh, he's wrong and that wrong, how about you put yourself in that motherfucker's shoes and see what happened? You'll be one to get that motherfucking kid up out of here doing all that shit. So like I said, let's get rid of these cops and let's see who's really about protecting each other, as they like to say. My brother, let's see. Get rid of these cops. No more cops. We're going to really find out.
Mr. Henderson?
Yeah, Fred, you get me?
Yeah, we hear you very well.
Yeah, shout out to the panel. So, Fred, I had this we were talking about this earlier, like, I don't know, last week sometime, and everybody was trolling me about, my stance on it. I guess my biggest issue is, like, Kyle said he got some uncles and all that was getting attacked by dogs, and they put him up on game, just get home. Well, they lived to tell the story, right? And they told Kyle, just get back home. So they just got their ass chewed on just so they can get back home. So what it really is about, and I'll just speak for myself and not everybody else, what it really is about that turn the other cheek shit. Like, so instead of just saying, get back home, then say what happens next. Get back home and then what, right? Because we can't just let the injustice slide. Like,
take care of your goddamn family, bro.
Yo,
that's what you going home for.
Kyle,
listen, man. Hey, ain't no sense of being a hero and somebody else got to raise your kids, bro.
Kyle, I feel you on that 1,000%. I feel you on that 1,000%. But my issue with what you're saying, and which we're aligned, but you only telling half the story. So you telling me to get my ass chewed on by canines like your uncles did.
No. I said, no, listen. I said they had more of a reason to fight more than that kid had a reason to fight. That's what I said. I said my dad and my grandpa told me to get my ass home if I'm dealing with a police officer. That's what I said. I said
but get back home and do what? Get back home and do what? What's next after you get back home? What I mean, Kyle, let me tell you what I mean. What I mean is your OGs, just like my OGs, told me to get home because we got responsibilities to take care of, right? We got a life to live. It ain't worth whatever trauma bullshit we dealing with law enforcement. But my whole thing is, we get back home and do what? So what? We just let that ride because we gotta raise our children? Like that ain't cool. That motherfucker pulled that shit with me. He gonna pull it with the next dude. So it can't just be get back home. It gotta be get back home and then what? Get back home and then what? If I gotta be subject to water hoses, like your uncle's was, and canines, and I gotta go home to raise my kids, what comes next? Like my problem with the panel on this subject is it's real submissive. Like, yeah, get abused by law enforcement, and that's not what they there for. So all I'm saying is, if you're telling me to get back home to my family, that's cool. What do I do after I get back home, though? Because we can't just move on.
The same thing Nate said. Strategize and figure out a way to police your own community. That's what the Black Panthers did.
Yeah, so my suggestion would be, right, to anybody watching the channel, if you got injustice dealing with police, get your ass home, record the video, and send it to the barbershop. You heard? Send it to the barbershop. And use the power of your social media. Use the power of your social media to galvanize whatever you need to galvanize and bring about charges. That's what you do. Don't just go home getting mistreated by people, you know what I'm saying, and just go on with your day. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not saying we got to fight the police. I'm not saying we don't need to fight the police either, though. But it got to be something more than just going home. That's all I'm saying.
I feel you on that. But when we talk about like the OGs and shit, when they saying get back home, they you can do all the videos you want. I get all that. The most important thing is you got home to make the goddamn video, bruh. That's the important part.
No argument from me, Kyle. I feel you 1,000%.
Like, that's the thing about it. Like my cousin, one of my favorite cousins in this world, he a police officer. He SWAT. Two of my best friends in the whole wide world, they police officers. And they'll tell you straight up, nigga, and this is life, period. This is me, Fred, you, Nate, Kane. Is me or you, nigga. It's gonna be you, not me. Nigga, I'm going home, no matter what. Fuck what you talking about, nigga. If I gotta shoot you, nigga, I'm shooting you, nigga. I'm going home to see my kids, nigga. You gotta go, nigga. You gotta die.
Facts plus tax. Facts plus tax. And
that's
Fred,
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, though, bro. Like that's life, period. It's either me or you, nigga. I ain't going, nigga. I got kids, nigga. I ain't going. So that's the same. That's the mindset you gotta think about when you're dealing with the police, nigga. They got kids. They human. They got families too, nigga. They want to get back to the crib. So, nigga, they got guns, nigga. You don't.
For sure.
So
and
he could have
honestly,
popped him. Bang bang. It's over.
He could have, and my stance still remains the same. I respect him for exercising, discretion, and
nigga,
be
restraint
clear.
is the word, nigga.
You
Restraint
feel
is
me?
the word.
Restraint for sure. 100-fold, because he was getting his ass whooped, and he had every right to kill him. But my whole thing is, like, I agree with Fred. Fred's whole principle is which is going over everybody's motherfucking head. You jump the turnstile, nigga. That's where we start. You jump in the turnstile. That's where we start. You know what I'm saying? You jump the turnstile, which made you subject to whatever the fuck come next. You know what I'm saying? So, Fred, I agree with you 1,000%.
And I don't want to
on
hear
that.
niggas say, "Oh, it was just a turnstile. Oh, it was just this. Oh, it was just that." You know what I mean? I don't want to hear none of that, man. At the end of the day, bro, like,
I'm with you.
There's like, this is my thing, bro. Like, I'm gonna give y'all some shit that I've been through for myself. I used to go to Macy's. I used to steal jackets. Right? We used to go in there, take all the jackets we want to walk out, bang, run out, boom. One day my cousin got caught. R.I.P. Lil E. Right? He told me, nigga, you keep running. I'm gonna stay right here. He wasn't trying to fight. He ain't throw no hands. He wasn't trying to wrestle with the police, nigga. Hey, they got me, nigga. Hey, that's it. We out. You make sure your ass get to the crib, nigga, and put them jackets up. I'm gonna take this L for us.
For sure.
You know what I mean? That's so you can't be mad at nobody but yourself. You got when you do shit, you got to own up to that shit. You got to take that shit to yourself.
For sure.
I did that. I made the mistake. Whether it was worth $100 or it was worth $5, I fucked up.
For sure. I
mean?
agree 1,000%.
So if you get popped, bang, bang, you can't walk for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, that kid that got shot by the lady, I forgot where the fuck it was at. When he turned and tried to go grab some shit, like he was gonna try to go get some shit or grab some under the seat or something like that. Y'all remember that shit?
Yeah, and they got paid. See, they got paid for that shit. The family got paid for that shit.
Dog, my grandpa told me straight the hell up. My grandpa, pops, everybody, all the OG, hey, nigga, listen, man, keep your fucking hands on that goddamn steering wheel.
Keep your hands
yes,
on
sir,
the
no,
wheel.
sir.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yes, sir, no, sir. Because look, California, you know what I mean, it's different from the South. You know what I mean? Because a lot of this shit that I learned about the police and fucking around, like I'm telling you, like California is like they on your ass for other shit. The South, they own you for some whole other shit.
Right.
You did what I'm saying? It's
right.
a whole different ball game. So growing up in Oakland and then in my high school and then a little bit after high school being in Charlotte, you get to see the difference between the police, the interaction with the police.
Matter of fact, Fred, if I can, I want to piggyback off of what you said, because what really ends up happening.
Put your closing statement with it so we can get out of here.
All right, no problem.
Yeah, we'll go around.
What really ends up happening is the internet. So, Kyle, you understand that when you in California, the police got more bigger fish to fry, as opposed to some niggas that was being ran by COINTELPRO, right? Down in the South, you know what I'm saying? So the demographic dictates, but the internet don't highlight that. The internet merge every cop, every demographic with the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like me being on the East Coast, all up and down 95, I know not to get caught speeding in Virginia. You know what I'm saying? I know not to get caught speeding in Virginia, but it's just different, man. You know, people gotta filter their internet consumption. You feel what I'm saying? And handle things on a different basis. The same way Fred and Kyle saying, get back home to your family, of course. And but the way I believe at the same time, like you just can't put up with anything. And that's just me.
Yep. Appreciate you beaming in. Appreciate you. Troy, last words, man. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, Troy. Last word.
I love y'all like that. Don't ever let bully talk to you bad.
You got a bad connection, dog.
I love everybody. I know that's bully talk.
We can't hear you. Change it.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I know that job is hard. Like the police job is hard. And I got a couple people that go to my church that police talk. And but I feel like it's about respect. If let's just say if your daughter was getting beat up by the police and your son was there, you think that your son should save her, Fred?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
I said if one of your kids was getting beat up and your other kid was there, do you think that they should save him?
No, they can't.
They can't. So
No,
I said
they can't save
that's
them.
not. Wow.
How?
That's sad, man.
But I
Because I
don't
feel like
think
if somebody get choked out and somebody get beat up, if somebody getting choked out and beat up, man, I can't stand there, man. I can't do that.
Okay,
I'm going out of my shield, man. They going down.
Okay, well,
Man,
don't waste your time. And you're
but
in Florida.
I love the law enforcement,
No.
security.
We're gonna simplify this. No, we're gonna simplify this. We'll simplify. You live in Florida. You live in an open carry state. You can patrol your neighborhoods. You have a stand your ground law that is very popular. So you need to patrol your neighborhoods. You need to patrol your neighborhoods and keep your neighborhood safe. And that's
they
a
arrested
great,
my dad for no reason. They
I
arrested him
don't,
for no reason. Like
I don't know
the
that
other guy
situation,
was in there.
and I don't want to get into it.
That's
Uh,
wrong,
we're
man.
not talking
I'm
about
very
that.
angry about that. Like I'm
Okay.
pissed off at
I
the
don't.
world
Okay,
because of
well,
that,
be
man.
pissed. All right.
They did my nigga wrong, man. I'm tired of the police, man. Like it's I'm tired, man. I'm tired of them, bro.
Are you trolling us right now, bro?
Trolling, bro.
I just hate, man. They did my daddy wrong, bro. You know, gonna arrest him and do all that, bro. That's crazy, man. You know. But rest in peace to all my fallen soldiers and you know, I'm pouring the liquor out for y'all tonight. I don't drink. I just pour some soda. I love y'all, but Fred, I forgot to take my medicine.
Peace.
Bye.
Obvious.
Oh. Kyle, why'd you ruin that?
Bruh, what
Kyle,
the fuck?
Why'd you ruin that moment, Kyle?
My bad.
Kyle. Anyways, man, Kyle, you don't know how to host a show, man. What are you doing, man? Damn, man, God, let the nigga break down, man. This nigga took him out of character, man.
I thought that nigga was.
Kyle, I'm out. Kyle, who cares?
I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, if I break down, let me break down.
God.
Anyway, go ahead, Nate, and we'll bring in Mr. Fuller and then we'll go to Kyle.
I'm
go ahead,
learning,
Nate.
I'm learning, Fred. I'm sorry, man. I'm learning. Man.
Well, like I said, just like to stand your ground law, I'm standing my ground on what I believe. And like I said, look, you know, a lot of people don't like what I'm about to say, but I don't give a shit. I believe it because I've seen it with my own eyes so many times. The evidence, the proof was in the pudding. I've seen so many of us look like me, look like Fred, Kyle, whoever. You know, that's melanin in their skin, the DNA. When things got hot, when a person they looked like them was getting assaulted or crime was being committed against them, or they were doing something, they did not step in. They didn't. They just went about their life. Maybe they took a trip. Maybe they went to church. Maybe they went to go buy some new shoes or buy a new car or whatever the hell they was doing. That tells me all that crap these motherfuckers are spewing is they're full of shit. So again, they just talk about police reform. Just talk about there's a de-escalation program for police so they can learn how to, you know, in this situation with what happened, the cop, if he knew how to use a certain martial arts, he could just take down this kid easily by maybe just breaking his arm, and that's it. He just has a broken arm. A broken arm, and he goes home, or a broken bone in his hand, he goes home. It's a quick de-escalation tactics, or maybe not even needing to do that. But then what happens when he deals with somebody even worse than that kid, even more aggressive? So my point is this: since on one end, you got people say know the law, got to know the law, this won't happen. You got the other end to say, well, fuck that. The cops still disrespect you and shit on you, even when you do know the law. They still shoot your ass. I said it, Fred. I had the perfect idea. Let's just push to get rid of cops and let us police ourselves. That's how I used to. That's before the police. That's what was going on. You policed your own community. You were accountable for whoever was in your community. You were accountable. If that motherfucker did something stupid, you, Bob, Gene, whoever was around, y'all gonna make sure that motherfucker is held accountable because he fucked up, and y'all not gonna stand for it. It's that simple. No matter who he looked like, no matter if he looked like you or not. And that's what I'm gonna stand on. And I think we will find out who's really know they shit, who really has the heart to stand their ground on what they believe, and who really has virtues, who really has honor and dignity, and who really is a smart motherfucker when it comes to common sense. Because if that would happen, it'll be a lot of them dumb, ignorant motherfuckers out the fucking way. Because a lot more people be checking their dumb asses. And that's what I gotta say.
Appreciate you, Nate. I'll see you tomorrow, big homie.
All right.
Thank you, dog. Mr. Fuller, all you.
Yeah, I had to step away for a few.
Oh, no worries. Get your final words.
What I was gonna say is that you're right, Fred, that they should be punished. And the police officer was a hero because he had the right to take that young man's life. He didn't do that, and I think that's a tribute to him and his mindset. That's 180 out from what we saw just a couple of weeks ago when they shot that young man 90 times, shot at him 90 times and riddled his body with over 60 bullets when he was running away from the police. So that's 180 out from that. So I think the young man's lucky. He should do some, I don't want to say he should do some time, but because typically going to prison for these young kids, it doesn't reform them. But at some point he needs to pay. He needs to pay for that. I wish that there was some other thing that he could do other than going to these prisons, because these prisons don't reform these kids. They just make them worse. But yeah, he needs to pay for what he did and get reformed. So that's my take on it. But let me ask you this question, Fred.
Please.
I gotta ask you, man.
Yes.
You say your parents are from you guys are from New York?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Is that did they grow up in the United States?
Yeah. My grandfather's from the Tidewater area.
Okay. Used to live there, yeah. Virginia.
I was about to say Nate Parker, but gosh, man.
Tidewater, Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why am I drawing a blank on his name? Nat Turner. Nat Turner killed my slave owner.
Really?
My family slave owner. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nat Turner was in that area. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Southampton area.
All right. Okay, bro.
And then they migrated to Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
They moved to 130 something street, and my grandfather rented out that apartment and then moved to the co-ops in Esplanade Gardens. So my grandfather is a clear example of the evolution of the black man from first generation slavery. He was born in 1917.
Wow. Yeah.
Like literally the evolution. Like took his family, stayed in Harlem in an apartment, and then bought a co-op. A co-op, for those of you who don't know, is like a condo, and they use co-op to pay for the building and stuff like that. But it's he's the definition of it. You understand what I'm saying? And this house that I have now, I want it to be that for my family. Once I'm able to get it going and up and running and stuff, it's still a lot to do with it. But in the near future, my house is going to be that for my family. What my grandfather's home was. 101 125 West 147th Street, apartment 5C.
Yeah, forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I forgot about that. You know what? I think one thing that I take away from that, and that hits me when you tell that story, and I see in my own life, is that a lot of times we're not only motivated by what we see in life, gives us our visions and our hopes and our goals, but we're also limited by those things. We're also limited by the things that we see in life. So if you grow up in an environment that does not have all those attributes, then your ability to think, right, and see past your reality is very limited at that point.
Right.
Whereas you were blessed to see your father, your grandfather, man. You should write a book on him. That should be your next movie.
Yeah,
I think
right.
that should be.
That's a great idea.
Because I mean, people need to see that, right? That vision that he had to come from slavery, pretty much.
1917.
Right? A generation away, two maybe, right? And to go where he went and inspire his children and his children's children to do the same thing. So yeah, so I think, and that's why I just saying all that to say that that's where our empathy should come in, that we realize that it was because we had someone that showed us the way,
right,
that we were able to achieve certain things in life. And of course, we'll take it a step further than what they did. But a lot of times we're also limited by those things, right? We're limited by what we see. So, and that limits our vision. So that's the reason why I'm hesitant to just throw these kids away, because I know that their mindsets that they have and their inability to live a life that's productive has a lot to do with the limitations that they have due to what they've seen, due to what they saw growing up. Right now, do they need that ass whoop? Yeah, they need to be corrected. But outside of that, I wouldn't just say, okay, they're, put them to death penalty, or throw their lives away, throw them away, they're done. No, I don't believe that. But they do need to be punished for what they did.
I agree.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yep. When you throwing that party, man, when you gonna have the party, you got to
when they announce something that we can all hang out on a Saturday on a Saturday night. Something on a Saturday night. Shit, it might be Alabama. Who's Alabama play? Alabama, Georgia. I don't know. It's gonna be something on a Saturday night.
I haven't been out to California in about when's the last time I was out there was 2021 April.
Oh, that's
April
not
2021. So that's about a year ago, right?
You should have hit me a year ago. Yeah,
that was about a year ago.
I was in the house chilling.
Yeah.
April 2021.
Right.
I was editing 9 Wives, April 21st, 2020. Okay. Guaranteed.
Yeah, I got to go to work in the morning. So
thank you, dog.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, man. Thanks for being an asset. Appreciate you. Gone Postal, man. Salute. Love the show. This was a good show, man. This was a good show. It was an awesome show. I appreciate the different perspectives, man. Seymour, appreciate you. Troy, appreciate you, man. Hey, Deontay say, hey, Fred, keep the conversation going. Foot on necks. I'm with you. He spelt that kind of cool, huh? Foot on neck. Yeah, man. Yeah, Kyle. That might be a good idea. I was gonna put my grandfather in a film as someone else's grandfather. You understand? I was gonna do that.
He's still living?
No, he's deceased. 1970. He died 1995.
Okay.
He was born 1917. But I was gonna use him in he's actually in all the films. Like I can show you where he's at and stuff like that. But I want him to be a character in some. But that might be a shit. Is I can do what I want. You know what I mean? I might do that. You know, that would be fun. You know, awesome show, Kyle. And
man.
Say it again.
I said I fucked it up. I was just so flabbergasted, man.
Man, you be taking more. That's the second time you done took a moment from this show in the last 2 weeks.
Hey, you normally go like this though. You normally
I did. I'm like, no, let him go, man. Let him go, man. Hey, but yeah, man, the past 3 hours, well, hour before this show, I was kind of emotional because I cried because that's so close to my childhood. I mean, like, you guys got to understand, and I know whatever bus stop you went to, whatever 125th Street is that for me. Like, you catch the express train, you get off at 125th Street, 135th Street, 145th Street, and I walk to my grandfather's house somewhere in there. And I know what that kid, I know the profile of that kid. You know, that profile of that kid is my cousin. My cousin needed to go to jail. My cousins needed to go. Oh, I couldn't find it. I had it earlier the other day. I got to find it because some people have the same names. I'll put it in there tomorrow at the top of the show. I got to look for it before the show. But I need y'all to look at my cousins, the people I grew up with. And I'm not glorifying them. I'm more glorifying the decisions that you guys can see that I actually had to make. Because there was nobody watching me. There was no one watching me. I could have went downstairs, and I don't know if I would have sold drugs, but I could have went downstairs and hung out beside them, and I didn't want to. I'd rather watch cartoons or play video games or Atari 2800, whatever it is, you know. But I chose not to do that at a very young age, and I think it's important that we support kids who make these decisions, because I am the baseline of the results of this. You know, you are the baseline of the results of this in your life. You grow up and you be a great human being for your kids, you know, and the woman you love. And that kid is my cousin, dog. My cousin would kill you in a heartbeat. In a fucking heartbeat. that type of anger, that type of anger, my cousin possessed. All of them. I don't know a male cousin that I have that haven't. I'm talking about like my aunts and my uncles, not like my cousin's cousins. I'm talking about like the people that I call to borrow money from. I go to Six Flags with. I eat Captain Crunch with. I watch Super Friends with. I spend the night on Friday while parents go and get high. Like these are like my cousins. Not one. I am the only. I am. All of us went to jail but I only spent 2 days in jail. I'm not glorifying it. I don't have a first cousin that has not been to jail for an extended period of time. I don't have one. There's not one male cousin that I could think of off the top of my head. And this is what I want y'all to understand. If this kid doesn't get disciplined, he's going to get worse. Percentage-wise. And I don't want to throw him away. I don't know what the punishment is, but you hit a police officer, you're going to get some enhancements. And it is what it is, man. And we got to accept the America that we're in. And we over glorify. And because we live, and I use terms like nigga bitch to get y'all reactions and stuff like that. So I'm a part of that as well. I use Al Heyman's in the title to get y'all attention to come in the show. So I do that as well. But the internet and CNN and Fox, they play the yin and the yang. They play McDonald's versus Burger King with us. They use us as a social experiment. America is not as bad as it seems. And America has a foundation of systemic oppression. All right. Now, we understand that everyone in the chat has heard my voice. Live accordingly. It's it. Move your family. You don't have to live in New York. If you have the money to live in New York, you have the money to live in any city in America. If you live in Chicago, you have the money to live in any city in America. Miami. There is 40, 50 other states, 49 other states you can go to. Your city is not the end all to be all, LA was my safe haven. New York was hell for my mom. So we left. California was it for me. It may be a trip from New York to Chicago, whatever it is. I don't know what your migration is, man. I don't know. Hey, Michelle Scott, appreciate you coming through. But just don't sit there and let your wife just pass you by, and you got to sit in your house and play the victim. We're not victims. This is America. I leave my driveway and I see all these flags on my street. And I get it, though. I get it. It's not that they're Republicans. It's not that they're Democrats. America has worked for them. That's why they have their flag proudly. Because you have a flag, that doesn't make you a racist. America has been an asset to them. America has been an asset to you. You're on your $1,000 device, paying your $100 a month and hanging out with me whenever you can. That's $1,100 you have for Instagram and for social gratification. You got to use America now. It's time for us to stop playing this victim role. Use America, group economics, group think tanks, and win. That is the ultimate goal. Win. America is a beautiful place, y'all. Trust me. Only 134 people, black people, were killed by police officers last year. I didn't know that, Kyle. I didn't know that till November of last year. Or no, was it this year? It was either November. It was between November and February. I said, hold up. Let me Google this shit because these niggas are dying. And I'm like, and I stopped in my tracks and I checked 5 sources. I didn't just go to one source. I checked about 5 sources. 134 black people were murdered by police officers. And I would say, and if I flip a coin, I would say half was justified. Maybe half was unjustified. But America's not as bad as what CNN make it out to be. It's not. I'm not moving. Nah, I love America, man. I'm not moving. Everyone that complains that pro-black shit, say, I give you $500 on a one-way ticket anywhere you want to go. They not going. So you might as well just stay here and come up with a master plan for your last name. You know what I'm saying? And that's a great point, Darnell. So it may be higher in other years. Feel free to do the research and send it to me. But 134 people. So Kyle, awesome show, man. Any last words, Mr. Henderson? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, dog. America's not that bad, y'all. And I only like using that bad. America's a great country, man. America's a great country. Hannibal, oh, man. All right, 30 seconds, Hannibal. 30 seconds, man. Go ahead.
Nah, I did not come start trouble. I was gonna ask you, can you post the link that you was talking about your cousins?
Yeah, I'm gonna post it tomorrow. I really got to find it. I've read it online years ago. It's online because I pulled up the wrong Curtis Peebles.
Okay.
So no, if you guys can find it, Curtis Peebles. Oh no, it's Daniels. What? That's why I can't find it. I'll put. It's Curtis Daniels. My bad. I'll pull it up right now. Yep, here it is right here. I found it. Boom, here it is right here. I'll put it in the chat. These are my cousins that I spent every weekend with until they went to jail. I just put it in the chat. So go ahead and enjoy it. Thank you. I was using my grandfather's name. I forgot my aunt got married. It's Daniels. So, and that's all my cousins. This is all my cousins. This ain't one cousin. This is 10 cousins. 10 male. Curtis, Shavar, Bum, Carlton. It's just too many to name. I'm drawing a blank right now, but it's just too many to name. My uncle, Craig. I mean, it's just too many. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you. I'm literally the only male of this generation that said, you know what? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Go read it and get some more information. They beat that nigga's ass, killed him, killed that man. And they tell you how much drugs they was pushing. This is my first cousin. This is my mom's sister's son. 2 sons, Curtis and Shavar. Spent 25 years in jail.
Yeah, I'm gonna read that tonight, man.
Yeah, enjoy it. It's not something to glorify, but enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate you letting me come on the show, man. All right, I'm out.
All right, Pete. I'm glad you called in because I would have never. I'm using my grandfather's name and I forgot their last name was Daniels. Yeah. Every country is gonna have that shit though. Every country is gonna have the worst. Who the fuck want to move? Raise your hand if you want to move to Sierra Leone, Ghana. None of us want to do that shit. We'll go vacation to Ethiopia. You know what I mean? Brittany Griner will give her left arm. What's up, Kyle? She damn sure would. And a vagina. She a man anyway. She want a penis anyway.
Yeah, man. Damn, I fucked up a moment, man. But I was so flabbergasted at this man, at the shit. I be like so shocked, man. I was so shocked that I didn't even. I just couldn't believe it, Fred. I just couldn't believe it, man. I was like, yo, is this man
ready yet? You ain't ready yet. Yeah.
That's
you ain't ready
yet.
You ain't ready. Hey, Kane, you want to say something before we get out of here? Or are you good?
No, bro, I just wanted to say that piggybacking off the USA thing, I was like, I mean, bro, it's the best country in the world. My parents were immigrants. Not my parents, but my parents. Then my parents, first generation, and now I'm second generation. I mean, and our family wealth has just grown over time, honestly.
Yeah.
From the first generation to the second. So, I mean, America is anything you want it to be. You don't see anybody moving, like you said, to Ghana or
Come here, y'all.
Canada. When Trump was the president, they said they moving to Canada. How many of them moved to Canada? None of them. Because, bro, this is a spot to be. Maybe some of the spots in the U.S. aren't the spot to be, but there are spots to be. Like the great state of Florida.
Yep. This was an awesome show.
It was good, man.
Yeah, and we on summer break, so they over here in the toy room. They just leaving the toy room. But yeah. Oh, you want to shine too? You want to shine too? America is a great place. Where else can a kid whose parents was on drugs and alcohol, never met his dad, can come to LA, go to college, and create a beautiful family? Meet Dre, have a beautiful family, meet my best friend, my soulmate, and everything else. And you know, I mean, my shit's a fucking storybook, man. Where you get this at, man? America's a great country, man. If anyone say America's not a great country, offer them $500 and a one-way ticket. Offer them a one-way ticket. See what they ain't gonna want to go. What's up, King?
Hold up, I got double King. My bad. I don't know what's glitching on my end. You can kick one of them.
Fred, have Lincoln and Kennedy say play the song.
All right, so you ready? You ready, King? Oh, you out of here, King? Appreciate you.
Yeah, it was a double. My bad.
All right, appreciate you, dog. All right, Lincoln and Kennedy.
You got to take one of them out.
Yeah, the count of no, we getting out of here anyway. On the count of 3, you guys say what you want, Kennedy. You talk to the people. You want to do what?
Team Hawthorne.
You want to do Team Hawthorne? All right, cool. We'll do Team Hawthorne one time for you. So we do Team Hawthorne, man, and this is how I instill. And this is how I instill my last name in them. So on the count of 3, come on. 1, 2, 3. Team Hawthorne. Everything revolves around our last name. Nothing else. No more. We don't talk about Nike. None of that. Everything is because we're great Hawthorns. Right? All right. That's it. What's the most important name?
Hawthorne.
I tell them that every day. What's the most important name? Hawthorne. All right. On the count of 3, say play the song. 1, 2, 3. All right. Appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all. Is your family from this country? What country you want them to be from? You know what I mean? I've been to 34 countries, and the most exciting part about going to 34 countries is coming back to the first country I've ever been to. Come this way before, and through that open door, I came to find. Turn this up, man. Only sometimes. See, I know we can make it. Oh, my parents. New York. Sleepy, huh? Ready to go to Disneyland?
I want to go to Disneyland.
Yeah, you going tomorrow?
I want to go to it right
now. Who? Museum?
No.
With no rehearsal. We don't need reparations, man. I want them, but we ain't gonna get them. Build your own reparations. Make sure your next generation gets reparations from your hard work. You know what I mean? Give your grandkids reparations. Now, if I get them from America, I'm definitely taking them. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yes. Yeah, Kyle killed that moment, man. That we had a Hall of Fame moment, man. We had a Hall of Fame moment, dog. Go brush your teeth. Go brush teeth, bro. You brush teeth, bro? I remember.
I gotta stop being so damn shocked.
Yeah,
I mean,
it happened. It happened.
Listen, I was so shocked at the stupidity, man, that I just thought
It wasn't stupidity. It was him being vulnerable. Let him be vulnerable, man. You just took him out of that moment, man. Yeah, God. New York have a lot of black immigrants. They are from New York. My father is from man, I know. My mom used to tell me all the time as a kid. Man, it'll come to me. I got you, Miss Scott. Give me a second. God damn. Anyways, I don't know. I forgot. Oh my God. There's some countries down there. I'm telling you the truth. Hey. No People Hernandez tonight. I love y'all, man. This was a great convo, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I appreciate you, Miss Scott. Come back tomorrow, 7:30. Holla. PST.